Or is that? I thought that was just part of the
It's a
fan.
glow. It's a glow. Yeah, it is definitely a glow. And
That's
what
dope.
is going on, everybody? Welcome to a special episode. I had to make this a special episode because we didn't know any of this stuff was going to happen. So this is a special episode, Series X episode of the next podcast. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat right now. What is going on, people? I hope you're as excited as I am for tonight's show. Yo, not only are we going to talk about the new Xbox and the VGAs, all that good stuff, but there was actually some monumental news before Thursday. And it seems like now, like everybody forgot about that. So guess what? The next podcast is here to remind you guys about that news as well as get into everything I know people want to talk about. As usual, guys, as we get started, hit that thumbs up button. Do YouTube's job because they just don't want to do it themselves. Share the show out there. Let gamers know that we are going in and we are breaking down the Series X to the core, baby. But we can't do that without getting into the intros. And I'm gonna introduce this man first. Somebody I really respect in the gaming community. He is definitely an Xbox guy. And, you know, he listens to complaints and stuff like that and even agrees with people on some issues. But when it comes down to it, he gets back to gaming. And that's what it's all about. It is my pleasure to have on the panel tonight my brother Dirt Griggity. What is up, Dirt? How you doing, man?
Oh man, that's a great intro. Thank you, brother. I feel good, man. I'm happy to be here, man, especially with this great news we have to talk about, man. Let's do it.
So you're talking about MLB, right? Great news there, or Minecraft?
Everything, all of it,
all of it, man.
all of it. Let's talk about all of it.
All right, brother. Well, like I said, when you first came into the hangout, you are in the friendly confines of the next podcast. Nobody is going to attack you here, man. Feel free to just share your opinion freely. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this stuff. Big night tonight. Big night.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go next on the list. You guys out there, you might know him as like the ultimate Gears head, but I just want to let you guys know he plays other games, people. My brother Crispy Bomb. Crispy Bomb, what is up, man?
What is up? What is up, everybody in the chat, man? This is gonna be fire tonight. Phil dropping the mic all over the place, smacking people with it like a Bilbo stick. Let's go, baby.
No, he didn't. We're off to the start already. Next on the list, he is the creator and the host of the GRG podcast, one of the fastest growing podcasts in this community. If you haven't checked it out yet, you're missing out. You definitely need to. It's on Fridays, but it is my brother K Mega. What is up, man?
What's up with you, man? What's happening? How you doing? Had a great show last night. Thanks for everybody coming by, checking us out. Man, excitement everywhere. It's
Dude,
excitement.
You sound
everywhere.
Like you're still shocked right now, man.
I am. I am, man. It's things. It feels good to be right. That's
Dude,
not.
That's
not
what
just,
I was saying. That's what I was.
It's not about bragging rights. It's just more about you just know when everybody has been against you, from when you just try to tell people to be calm, to relax, to chill, and when you see it all put out there, it's amazing, man. So yeah, so I'm still in shock, but yeah, we're gonna have a good show, man.
Nice, and we are definitely gonna have a great show. I'd like to introduce this man. He is part of the next podcast family, but of course, he is a diehard family man, a working man, and his job just puts him through the ringer. But he is here tonight for you guys one of the most opinionated YouTubers out there. Knoxximus, what is up, brother?
Yo, another wonderful night in the building. Great panel. I'm glad to be here, bro. I really missed this, my brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's a wonderful time, man. You know, I'm not like Mega. I can't be on the hey, I told you guys, hold back. Nah, put them to task and they will produce. And that is what has happened. So let's go.
Oh. Are you trying to claim that you're personal putting them to the task? Because I got a couple friends that are doing that right now, and I don't know.
Absolutely. You put them to task and they will produce, bro. You put them. I don't believe in the blind loyalty.
Dude, they were planning this from the beginning, brother. But we will get into it. We will get into it, man.
We sure will.
All right. But as usual, it's the beginning of the show. There's other things we got to cover. So, you know, while people are getting into their seats, while people are getting in, realizing it is Saturday again, and tuning into the next podcast, I think we got to do a couple kind of warm-up topics. And the funny thing about that is any other week, they would be like headline topics. That's what's so crazy about this week. But ever since Thursday and the VGAs, people forgot about Monday through Wednesday. We didn't hear, and we are going to get into it. And we are going to start with, of course, MLB theSHOW. Earlier this week, like early in the week, Sony announced that with this game that was a PlayStation exclusive built under their first-party development teams, MLB theSHOW announced that in 2021, that game will be going to quote-unquote more consoles. So it's pretty much plain as day that MLB theSHOW, which used to be a PlayStation exclusive, will in 2021 will become a multiplat. And man, this set Twitter on fire, both for the good and for the bad. So I'm gonna start with our brother Dirt here. Dirt, when we have guests and stuff like that, I usually put you right on the spot for the first question. So, dude, MLB theSHOW, what do you think happened here that they had to decide to go multiplat? And how do you feel about this, man? Are you excited for this? Have you been looking for a baseball game on your Xbox? What's the deal, man?
Well, I think it's great, to be honest, and I think it's a big surprise because I wasn't expecting that. I remember when the news dropped, I was like, huh? Is this for real? But I think what happened, man, maybe Major League Baseball noticed that Madden moves a lot of units, 2K moves a lot of units, and I think MLB theSHOW sells by maybe 2-3 million a year. I don't know, but I know it's not Madden or 2K numbers.
It's not multiplat numbers, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely not multiplat numbers. And they's like, look, we gotta make this game a multiplat. We need to sell more copies of the game. And when it was time to resign, and they said, look, Sony, we need this game everywhere. And Sony said, hell, let's do it. Because maybe, I don't know, I'm just assuming here, maybe they just gave an ultimatum. Either make it multiplat or we're going to go elsewhere. I don't know, but I think it's cool, man. I think it shows that gaming is changing, pretty much.
Yeah, and that's what I thought when I saw that, as well as another topic that we're going to get into. Now, Dirt, I just want to expand on what you said there. From what I'm hearing, what happened was, well, with Major League Baseball, they wanted to go multi-platform, and so they gave Sony the opportunity to do so with an officially licensed Major League Baseball game. But if Sony said no, from what I heard, EA and 2K were right there ready to bid and grab that baseball game. So do you think that this whole thing might be kind of a change in the way that the people who run PlayStation might be a change in the way of thinking, or do you think they were forced into the corner and they did what they had to do to keep that game?
Well, it's a great question. I actually think it's a little bit of both. I think recent news has showed that the leaders at PlayStation, and they're a little bit more flexible. They're a little more open to doing things. But as far as MLB, I do believe, I believe Sony said, man, listen, okay, we have to go multiplat. MLB wants us to go multiplat. And I just think it's just a different time, man. It's just a different time. And I think you're right about what you said. It's a little bit of both MLB as well as Sony. Because listen, they were saying no to crossplay, and look what happened now. You know what I'm saying? So games are showing up on PC here and there. We're hearing rumors about Horizon Zero Dawn going to PC. We never would have heard that a couple years ago. So it's a different time, man. These games are super expensive. Let me say one more quick thing before we switch up. I saw an article maybe a couple months ago how NBA 2K just re-signed with the NBA Players Association League and license and all that stuff. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that deal was for like $2 billion or maybe $1 billion or $2 billion. And then you got to realize why NBA 2K has those crazy microtransactions. These games are expensive to create, and especially these professional leagues. So
the sport license games,
absolutely,
yeah.
Like this stuff is expensive, man. So that's what probably happened, you know. But yeah, it's a different time though. Xbox.
Nice, brother. And as usual, man, highly intelligent opinion, man. I definitely appreciate that. Let's go to Knox on this. Now, Knox, I know from what I hear, you're a pretty big Yankee fan, and I know you have multiple consoles. I know you have your PS4, you have your Xbox. So, what does this announcement mean for you when it comes to MLB The Show? And again, like, why do you think? Do you think Sony was just backed into a corner here, or do you think there might be, some changing in the way that Sony is thinking moving forward with their games?
I think it's a culmination of both. I think it's a little bit of both. I think Dirt was right on the money with it. Like, are you really gonna let this go if you're Sony? You want to hold on to that IP. You know what I mean? You want to be able to have that license. You know what I mean? Like right now, you don't want EA getting their hands on it. You don't want a 2K game.
I don't want EA getting their hands on it.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't want 2K getting their hands on it though either. You know what I'm saying? Even though 2K's terrible, great football game, terrible baseball game. But again, but MVP The Show was a phenomenal franchise from EA. You know, I really like that. Would I like to see it come back? Absolutely, I would. Sony doesn't want that. Sony dominates baseball with MVP, and if that means putting a few games here and there on other franchises, well, Microsoft already showed everybody that we can do that.
Right?
Like it can be done, and I'm even one of those people. I've always said, Microsoft wants to be third party. They want to bring their offerings. I wasn't quite sure how they were going to do it. Now I think I kind of see their game plan of, we'll put what we want third party and we'll hold back what we don't want to be third party, like something like Hellblade 2. Maybe they'll just keep that shit straight up Game Pass, straight up Xbox. You know what I mean?
I think that's going to be Game Pass, Xbox, and PC right there, man.
Absolutely, and that's fine. Like I wouldn't mind seeing Xbox games going to PlayStation and PlayStation games going to Xbox. Like about a year and a half.
Oh man, what the hell is going on?
With a year and a half layover, because you know what? Yo, right? Games are games, gamers are gamers, teas and crumpets and all that shit, right?
Welcome to the Kumbaya community, Knox.
He's keeping with the baseball theme, and he's throwing the curveball real quick.
But real quick, you still need to keep your platform relevant by time gating that by like a year and a half, maybe 2. And then letting it come out later when you want to make that extra bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good with that. Still, you got to keep your platform relevant. You got to want them to come there. That's I'm always going to believe that. I'm always going to want that. But yeah, if you're willing to wait 2 years to play God of War on an Xbox, then that's on you, and let Sony make that bread. Vice versa for Halo. You want to play Halo on PlayStation? Let Microsoft make that bread a year and a half, 2 years later.
Well, my brother's
fuck not? Things are changing, bro.
My brother Skint Eastwood in the chat said Sony's not having Halo, brother. So Sony's not having Halo.
Sony wasn't having Minecraft neither, but they do.
Well, we'll get into that, because that was Sony changed their mind on that one, and I can't wait to hear about that. But we got to get through this one, man. So let's get to K Mega. MLB. I know you're a man. You like to play a bunch of different games. I know you're into your sports. So what does MLB The Show like mean to you that it's going to be Multiplat in 2021? And like I asked everybody else, when it comes down to it, was Sony just backed into a corner, or was it more that is it a sign that there's a change in the way, people who run PlayStation, a way in like how they're thinking about games and distributing them like out to the community, man?
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely the change in. I mean, we just heard it. I mean, there's been plenty of times me and Knox has gone back and forth, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? We've had our moments, but you know what I'm saying, it's all love. But where me and Knox has gone to it, and I have on with many people on Twitter and on other podcasts that I've talked to, and you see that the narrative is actually starting to change and go forth for the benefit for all these companies to succeed, and also these game properties. I think that it's actually really smart for Sony to go and not be so old school and thinking that the old method still works. I think that's another reason why so many people have been there's been people that have been demoted, there's been people that's been fired, there's been other people that's just left.
Well, just real quick, K Mega, didn't Sean Layden before he kind of got kicked out or whatever? Didn't he state something about more like multiplayer games going to more places that Sony made?
Well, definitely, yep.
Yeah, but he also was hardcore about keeping that energy about the stance of what some of the Sony fans was talking about, like devaluing the console. He wanted to keep things exclusive, and all of a sudden you see that he was gone. The point of the matter is that, look, you didn't want EA, 2K. I've heard also rumors that Microsoft was there as well. Don't know if that's true or not, but
Microsoft would have definitely outbid them. That's for damn sure.
That's what I'm saying. And so again, what we're seeing now is that PlayStation is ready to play ball because they have no choice but to. And MLB was not going to allow MLB the show to stay exclusive. So they had to negotiate. They had to work it out. It was smart by them. They're going to make a lot more revenue behind it. I'm going to support it day one once it drops. I bought the last 3 MLB. Well, I'm saying the last 2 because this last MLB 20 was on PSN, and I was going to get ready to get it, but I was going to get it on sale. But once I found out it was going to be on PSN, I went ahead and downloaded it on PSN. It's a great baseball game. I mean, I thought last year's was a little bit home run heavy, but other than that, I think it's got some of the, out of all 3, even MLB and 2K, I thought 2K had the best pitching out of all the baseball games, but MLB has the best franchise mode out of all of them by far. And you know what I'm saying? And so to me, I you know what I'm saying, I commend Sony for doing the right thing for the gamers, and because it's still a PlayStation exclusive. It does not take away that it's still owned by Sony. And as long as you, me, everybody else, however we buy it, we can clown a little bit and say, we can get it Xbox Series, SSX Advanced or Enhanced or whatever the case may be. We're still helping Sony keep that game and making it better than it's ever been. So that's, I think, was the smartest decision by them. The one thing that bothers me the most, though, is the outrage from the PlayStation fans that has this thought process of thinking that the old way can never go away. The value of the console, that shit is dead. It's done. All these narratives that a lot of these YouTubers that's made their channels off on, they're either going extreme, way off board, or they're now starting to slowly change and shift their narrative. But I hope listeners don't allow that. I hope the listeners do not allow that and keep them held accountable because of that.
And they also need to understand that you've got these licenses that they're getting. MLB wants their shit on every possible platform.
Everywhere it can go,
they
man.
need it to be lucrative for them.
Absolutely.
So if Sony wants to hold on to that exclusively, because technically it's still their exclusive license, right?
Exactly.
I'd love to see MVP come back. My personal favorite, EA. My personal favorite baseball game was MVP, right? But you know what? Sony right now has it on lock with MLB, right? With the show. I'm not a big fan of the show. I play it, but I'm not. I'm not like it. Yeah. Okay. I'm not a big fan of it, but you know what I'm saying. If they want to hold on to that and the MLB wants them to put it everywhere, then they better fucking put it everywhere.
Exactly.
And to my man Shizno Elite, shout out to him. Ain't no change of tune, my brother. You know who I'm a fan of? I'm a fan of Knox. I'm not a Sony fan. I'm not a Nintendo fan. I'm not a Microsoft fan. I'm a fan of me. And I want what I want. So if I gotta hold Microsoft, if I gotta burn their fucking I gotta fucking burn a candle to their ass for them to change their fucking tune, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll do it to Sony. I'll do it to Nintendo too. And you know what? Now they representing.
You
and
can't really do it to Nintendo. Like let's
I know.
be real.
Nintendo never fucks up, right?
Yo, they sell cardboard and people clap. So you know what I'm saying?
Like
True indeed.
Nintendo has done what is done their things masterfully by just staying in the back wing, just staying in the background, letting them do what they want to do. But again,
absolutely. What I want to let Shizno know is not, and I'm just fucking around, G. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, look, I'm a gamer first and foremost. I buy every console. I want to own every console. I just want what I want from them. You know what I'm saying? I want Microsoft to play at their highest potential, just like I want Sony to, just like I want Nintendo to. That's it. For me, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not a fanboy of anything. I'm a fanboy of Knox. That's it. I love me some
Dude,
Knox.
I know that because you said there's games that you want and the games that were coming out weren't necessarily catering to you or whatnot. Yes, and I'm like, dude, there's other gamers out there.
It's a me problem.
Yeah. Now,
all right. So let me.
Well, I wanted to get back to you with a question, okay. Mega.
Oh, go ahead.
Because
go ahead.
like when it comes to these people that were being like outraged by this, like I don't understand why. If it was put out there that MLB, actual Major League Baseball, was pressuring them that they wanted their baseball game out there on multiple platforms, how can people hold Sony accountable? What did they expect? Did they want them to just not make baseball anymore then?
Well, no, there was some. I mean, like last night on GRG, man, I read this whole statement from this guy, diehard PlayStation fan, that went into this.
I saw it.
And he went in. And one of his points was, who plays MLB anyway? You should have just let that license go and put it on to some other game, to a new IP. And that right there just shows you. They show you that they don't care about other gamers and what they like and what they don't. They only care about their narratives being correct, so they can throw that out to the masses and make it seem like they were right all along. That's not gamer-like to me. What I look at it is that Sony had no choice but to play ball. And if they did lose their franchise, it would have been, to me, regardless of how other people would think about it, it would have been their scale-bound moment. How in the hell are you going to have a console? You're going to have a series or a game that's been locked down under your platform for all these years, but yet you're trying to make an example by saying, well, we don't want to make more money. We just want to keep this stance. Hell no, that's the stupidest shit ever, because once EA or 2K or anybody else gets a hold of MLB, they're not going to let it go. And Sony is never going to get it back. So that's something that I commend the Sony staff to making the right decision, not only for, and debunking these stupid ass narratives that we've been hearing for years about devaluing the console. Because when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, if you pay attention, when these guys talk about games going to the PC, they're slowly starting to PC is a different entity. I've been saying that shit.
We've been saying, me and you, Mega, been saying that for
years. But if you notice, they've been talking about, PC don't matter anymore. No, PC never mattered, bitch. The point of the matter was that you used it as a fucking narrative, and you was wrong about it, and you made your channels off of that bullshit. Now you have to eat crow. Now all the chickens has come home to roost, and you have to deal with it. And some of these people have gone damn crazy instead of letting these companies do the business and do what they're supposed to do. Right. Don't let these people slide. Don't let them slide.
Said.
I commend Sony for doing the right thing for their customers.
Okay, Mega, well said. And let me say this right quick, man. Brother, we seen this shit happening, right? We all know things evolve. Businesses evolve. Technology evolves. Nothing stays the same. So why some of these guys are so closed-minded, so selfish, saying, no, I don't want that. No, it's fine to not want that, but Megan, like you said, other people might want that, or other people don't mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, guys, just let it go. If you can still play your games, or Sony continue to make those great games that they make, why does it bother you? Why does it bother you so much? I just don't understand that whole way of thinking, man.
Me neither. I have no clue. That's the thing. Like, if this is my last point, and I know we got to go to Crispy. But
I'm glad you remembered about our brother Crispy.
I
did.
You know I was going to rant on it, but this is the thing here. It's only, I've been saying this, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to keep saying it. The gamers are the ones that are going to decide if the consoles are relevant or not. And for those extremists that's talking about that they're leaving PlayStation and going to PC, they're the ones that's abandoning the console that they've said, and the PlayStation fans that love only primarily PlayStation, they're abandoning your console. They're the ones that's going to be, if you got a flock of these people that's going to jump over to PC, then you're going to make it even more relevant for what they're saying by the console being irrelevant, because there'll be more people that's going to jump ship over to PC, and then they go buy. And if they're going to buy enough PlayStations, what the hell do you think is going to happen? Right. That's what I'm saying. You cannot listen to these crazy narratives. PlayStation, I doubt if that happens, because PlayStation will always be around, just like Xbox and just like Nintendo.
Well,
but the point of the matter is that when people listen to this rhetoric, though, it spreads like wildfire, and now finally you hear PlayStation fans saying, no, that's a little bit over the top, man. I'm not selling my PlayStation to jump to PC. That don't make any sense. And I'm glad they're doing it.
I think when it comes down to it, a lot of people on social media, from what's been going on, pretty much this generation, they back themselves into corners by, Microsoft coming out and doing things first. You know what I'm saying? That I believe me, K Mega, and other people on the panel thought was going to happen down the line with like Sony, Nintendo doing more things, getting into mobile games, stuff like that. And they backed themselves into a corner with stuff that they said on social media. So I think some people feel pressure that if it does go that way with Sony, then, they already put their foot in their mouth, per se, as well.
Oh, they did.
All right. So let's get to Crispy here. Now, Crispy, I don't know how much of a baseball fan you are. I know you are a huge Chiefs fan when it comes to the NFL. So I want to know what this announcement means for you when it comes to MLB theSHOW being Multiplat in 2021. And then, of course, I asked everybody else, do you think this was just the fact of Sony getting backed into a corner, which we all know, like MLB wanted that their baseball game to be on multiple consoles, or do you think that Sony there's a change in the way that they're thinking when it comes to the PlayStation brand moving into like the next series of hardware?
Let's be serious for a second, okay? Licenses do matter, all right? Let's not ignore the fact that MLB said either you sit in your corner and you deal with it, and we're going multiplat, and we're going to take whoever's the highest bidder, or you're going to make the game, which you've done a very good job with, and you're going to allow it to be multiplat. Mm-hmm. So Sony said, yeah, we're going to do it. You know why? Because they saw the projections to sell on the Xbox. And that's something that people ignore. They sold a shit ton of hardware. Guess what? They are like 1/8 of the size of Microsoft's, entire revenue. And they said, well, we could add 10 million people that could possibly buy this game, because guess what? Xbox kills it in America. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And MLB is America's pastime. And you have
I would argue football has been taking over that, like, little by little, year
not
over year.
Necessarily, because there are at least, I think there's almost 10 more teams in the Major League Baseball than there is football.
Okay.
Just saying. So, I mean, yeah, some of the stadiums get a little empty, but
I'm talking about popularity, man. That's
but still, if you have like 10 more teams,
one in America,
and you do 100+ games a year, there's, you're making some good money. I mean, the Yankees paying paying people like $300 million. You know what I mean? Like
soccer money. Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Shout out to Others Inc. I've been watching the chat as we were talking and everything like that. He said, "Thank you." MLB said, "Sony, you don't own shit. Put the baseball game everywhere or go home."
So here's where I get to my point is the fact that licenses matter, and the problem that Sony has is they have 2 exclusives that are under licensed contracts, including Spider-Man. All right,
MLB could talk that shit because MLB got a major license to do shit that with.
Spider-Man is $1 billion.
They have the strongest union in all American sports.
That is true as well. That's why
they got all the
bench warmers get paid, brother.
When EA locked down the NFL for 10 years and Sony locked down MLB first party for 10 years, nobody was saying shit back then. They could talk that shit now. Now that video gaming is fucking lucrative. And Others think you could talk whatever the fuck you want, my man.
A lot of people was pissed about that Madden deal, though.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to tell you the NFL is going to put it to EA after this fucking release because Madden is completely irrelevant lately. And it is basically a freaking reskin, and it's bullshit.
I got to object on that. Madden has increasingly.
I played them both. I would rather play the.
Bro, I've been paying. I played every Madden since 1992, and I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. Madden. If you compare, people still have this thought process that Madden is just as bad as it was through that whole generation last gen.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's absolutely not. Madden has gotten better. They still have work to do on certain aspects, but when you talk about playing, and this is what trips me out though. FIFA and I should say include FIFA into none of this. 2K and Madden. When you want to compare both on online play, Madden is fantastic online. 2K as a basketball game for everything that it offers is great, but the online is absolutely ass. And it does, you know what I'm saying? So the thing of it is Madden has done so many things right down the line. And all of these people have done, and all of these companies, even all of these sports companies have crazy microtransactions. So again, we can't sit here and start bitching and complaining about microtransactions and this and that. I can't stand the fact that people attack Madden and when that company has been doing fantastic work on making it better with animations and everything.
But you gotta admit, Mega, Madden, EA had to solidify Madden and get that license down pat because 2K football was kicking their fucking ass. 2K was the shit.
2K was on their ass.
2K was killing them, and it was only $20 on the Dreamcast.
I know, yeah.
You know what happened?
They had a better football game at the time. You absolutely right. That's why that's what they did. Yeah, no,
that's what.
So y'all are bringing my point that licenses matter. We're not ignoring the fact.
Madden is not bad at all. Don't do that. Don't do
that. Dude, I played them both, man. It's the same damn game. Give me whatever, dude. Like I'm not gonna sit here and argue about Madden. We're talking about MLB the Show, and MLB the Show is coming to Xbox because they're probably gonna sell twice the amount of freaking copies as they did on PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
And that's not dumb. So I get.
Well, they said more consoles, so that means they'll probably even make a port for the Switch as well. You know what I'm saying?
Will. Yeah, so FIFA,
it's gonna make more money.
2K are the money makers when it comes to sports games. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And MLB will get there, but MLB and I could be wrong,
doubling your user base. You know what I'm saying? Doubling. You know what I mean? Like,
but I don't think MLB will catch FIFA, Madden, or 2K when it comes to overall sales. I just don't see that. I just don't see that. But MLB knows and sees the potential. I'm sorry, man. I get passionate when you talk. I can't stand that shit when people
sports.
Yeah, talking about the motherfucking Madden bad like that. When Madden, I play Madden
Yeah,
all
dude,
the
I already
time.
learned.
You know,
Even though I would rather
I'm gonna
play,
go at it, bro.
I would rather
Don't do that.
play the last NFL 2K before I play any new Madden. I won't say that to K Mega because I know it'll just open up this
Well, you
whole
just
thing.
said.
This whole thing. Don't tell him I said that.
Madden is dope, man. It's good. It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Well-
all the Mads from last gen were absolutely ass juice, except
All of
for
I think the last one was decent, right? The last one before the new generation.
25 was
Yeah,
decent.
that one
It
was
on
decent.
the way back up, but it still wasn't where it needed to be. The last man that was good, the man's been increasingly getting better this generation, but the last man that was good on last generation was the one with Peyton Manning on the cover. That was the last one.
Mm.
That was the last man.
That was NFL Fever, I think.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't.
Who was that?
Pred
I
just
think
walked
Matt-
in.
Holy crap, yo,
You came
Pred's
through the
here.
back door.
Yo,
That's what
Yo.
she said.
yo, Pred, what is up,
Oh,
brother? I
fuck.
did not expect you in tonight, man.
Obviously, you weren't paying attention to your chat.
Yeah.
Twitter.
In the chat, he said the wife canceled, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. So,
Yeah.
well, let's hear from Pred on
That means
Major
I'm gonna
League.
go get the bubble bath ready. I might have to leave early, fellas.
Yeah. Well, let's hear it. Well, hopefully it's not
Come in through
before
the
the whole
back door.
Series X thing, man. Yo, Pred, what do you think about this whole MLB the Show going multiplat? Like, what does it mean to you? I'm not sure if you're a baseball fan or not, but not only that, do you think this is a case of Sony just being backed into the corner by Major League Baseball themselves, or do you think that this is also a sign that the people who are running PlayStation might have a different way of thinking moving forward when it comes to game distribution, man?
So I think any American sport game title, whatever you want to call it, should be on all platforms. To be honest with you, like I don't think you should have something like baseball is like the third largest sport here in the States. If I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
Football, basketball, probably baseball. You might interchange the second and third, but like it's one of the top three, definitely.
Yeah.
So like for that franchise, for for Major League Baseball, like to not be on everything is kind of like what the fuck. And I know Sony kind of got in early and got that, and locked that down. But like I'm glad that MLB kind of stepped in and I think they did get back into a corner. We hear the rumors about EA sniffing around and stuff like that. And I know Phil, like he came out a while back and he's like, I would love to have a baseball game on here.
Oh,
and,
now there's a little context to that, man.
y'all don't remember hearing that? Like,
now I do.
I do.
And I remember him saying like we would love to have a baseball game on our console. It was like maybe 2 years ago, not this recent one that came out, but maybe the one prior, where Phil had put that out there. And I mean, like, and he's right. Like it's a sport, an American sport that like it should be on every system here in the States. Like, sorry, I'm like, it just needs to be on every system. That'd be like NFL being only on PC, like on Switch or something like that. Like, I mean, like we'd be pissed about that. So like that license, I'm glad that they put them in a corner. And it was time for that to happen. Like, I mean, like we shouldn't be locked out because of a console to play a sport. specifically, even though they do have baseball in Japan, but it's an American,
Japan,
American teams.
Baseball
right?
is pretty big in Japan too.
Yeah, but like it's.
Uh-oh. Hello? Can anybody hear me?
I can't. I get
There. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Yo, you guys disappeared from my life.
So you have an American sport, right? America's pastime sport on a Japanese console that we can't play on an American console. I'm not trying to be politically correct here, but I'm saying like it's an American sport. It should be on everything. It shouldn't just be on a Japanese console.
Every other sport is on everything, so like
Exactly.
that would make sense.
Exactly. So like, I mean, and I'm glad they went that route. I mean, like, I think that again, they got backed into a corner, and I think MLB was kind of like, I don't think it was something Sony's like, you know what, you guys are right. We should do that. MLB probably said, look, motherfuckers, we're not signing this shit unless you're gonna put it on the Xbox and the Switch and on PC. Like, we're seeing what Madden's doing. We're seeing what racing games are doing. We're seeing what Quidditch is doing. Like, we want this shit everywhere. We just don't want it tied to your console. And Sony was like, fuck, man, we got to sign this shit. I mean, I would love to see the ink, like, what they actually signed. Like because keep in mind, like Sony has a tendency to turn this shit off. Like you can't play MLB 2018 because the servers are shut off right now, I think.
Yeah, they shut it off. The when the new one comes in, the old servers get shut off, and they support the new MLB.
Exactly.
That's gonna be frustrating to a lot of people who aren't used to that.
And again, that may be something there that's written in the ink. Like, you can't do this if you're gonna have it on all the other consoles. Like, and here's something I saw on Twitter today, and I kind of brushed across it. Like imagine how good this game's gonna look on the new Xbox.
Oh no, you went there. You went there, brother. Oh,
I was like, man, you think Sony's gonna make that shit look better on the Xbox if they don't have to? Like, really?
There's gonna be parity. There's gonna be parity, man. That's it.
Man.
Well, I mean, in all actuality, we don't know, what's going on with the PS5 yet or whatnot, and we will get into the Series X. There's just one more topic I want to tackle before we get into what we saw at the VGAs, and of course, that would be the world's most played game, Minecraft. Now, for people who don't know, I think it was maybe about a year ago, they came out with the Bedrock Edition. It might have been a little longer than a year ago, but Mojang came out with the Bedrock Edition of Minecraft. Now, with the Bedrock Edition, it supported crossplay across any platform that you can download the Bedrock Edition on. So you can go crossplay with mobile, with PC, with Xbox, with Switch. Now, from what I hear, Microsoft and Mojang approached Sony about this, and Sony turned them down. And the reason why Sony turned them down was because people on the PlayStation would have to sign into their Xbox Live account when it came to the Bedrock Edition in order to play the game and to take part in the crossplay. Now, Sony turned it down. Here we are about little over a year later, and it seems like Sony has changed their mind, because as of this past Tuesday, people who play on PS4 were able to download the Bedrock Edition, and now Minecraft is crossplay across absolutely everything. Yo, huge shout out to the Minecraft gamers out there. I know you guys must be having a ball right now, and how big that user base is now must be absolutely insane. But I'm gonna go to Crispy here on this. Now, with Minecraft full crossplay, you already know I told you Sony said no in the beginning because of the whole signing into the Xbox Live account, all that good stuff. Dude, what do you think changed Sony's mind?
What changed Sony's mind is the fact that they have to get with the times. Minecraft is a huge, huge game. And if you are taking away from those people that enjoy Minecraft on your console, and you're going to sit here and act like, oh, you can't get this update because we don't approve of it, that is bullshit. Okay? This is for the gamers. All right? This is Sony finally saying, you know what? We screwed up. We shouldn't have done that. But nobody calls them out for it. They flat out said, crossplay, no, never. And then all of a sudden, Jim Ryan takes over, and he's like, well,
do you think that's what it is, Jim Ryan?
I don't know, but I mean, the CEO has the say in the end. I mean, it has to go through his desk. Maybe he signed it and wasn't looking, but it has to go through his desk. Because that's a big deal. That's you're gonna deny the fact that crossplay is important, but we see it with Destiny, Fortnite, we see it with so many other games, and Minecraft is so much larger than these games, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So in the end, like, it's either you do it or you don't, and you could suffer the consequences. So why not do it? And keep your base, keep the people that enjoy that game. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it that much. You know what I mean? But that's because
you haven't played the game with me, brother. Like, dude.
Well, see, you never know, and that's where I'm saying. That's why I can go back to saying I love Xbox, because I'm constantly talking to people and playing games with people, and I don't feel I get that with PlayStation. And I'm sorry. I mean, that's just the facts that I feel like. I would rather conversate with people. Maybe I'm not even playing the game. Maybe I'm just watching them on Mixer or something. You know what I mean? But I'm in the chat or I'm talking to them, and I feel more, involved, even though, it's not the same. It's mind blowing that it took them this long to finally do it. I mean, you
I'm
came out with the
glad they
update
did.
over a year ago. I mean, come on. You know what I mean?
I'm glad they did though. Like you can look back at it and be like, what the hell took so long? And being a gaming podcast, gaming news and stuff like that, you're absolutely right to step back there. I live kind of like more in the present. I'm happy they did it for the Minecraft gamers out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt so bad for the people on the PS4 playing kind of like the old edition. Now, granted, Mojang, they did updates, but they weren't getting the new features and stuff like that the Bedrock edition was getting. And I felt really bad for them. And I'm like, damn, like Sony just basically because of that one account sign-in thing was like, nope, we're not doing that, man. I thought it was a bad decision when they first said it. And I'm glad they did a 180 on it, man. But it makes you scratch your head. I do like how you brought up Jim Ryan, though, because I didn't even think about that, bro.
That's what I was about to bring up, too. Jim Ryan, man.
Well, yeah, go ahead, Dirt.
Think about it. Since Jim Ryan became head of whatever he is, PlayStation, whatever he is, think about the changes that happened. First thing he did was throw Sean Layden dusty ass out of there. Get out of here. Yoshida got demoted. They allow crossplay. PS Now got a price cut, and they threw like God of War and some other great games in there for 6 months.
Yeah, 3-month rotation. I thought it was 3-month rotation.
Yeah, like whatever it is, but it's a lot of changes being made, and now MLB theSHOW goes Multiplat. So there's a lot of changes happen once he got where he is, once he got in that position. So that's something to think about. Listen, I love it. It's just showing that they're evolving, they're doing their thing. That's why some PlayStation guys don't like to change. They're like, impeach Jim Ryan, get his ass out of there. They don't like some of the changes that he made.
They're calling on Congress. Like,
yeah, they were like, man, they were kind of upset about it. But I think I mean, either him or the new CEO they have. I don't know the guy's name, but once he came in, he's more of a services guy. And it's big. Listen, there's a lot of changes, man.
Dirt. One thing I will say, because looking into when the next series of hardware comes out, the Series X, the PS5, what I'm hearing is, the third-party games, the Multiplat games, I'm hearing crossplay like across the board with that. So.
Yeah,
with
like
that,
Mortal Kombat just added it. Mortal Kombat just added.
Yeah, with the possibility of all that actually being a thing down the line, it could be just another way for Sony to kind of not look as bad as if they waited for the next series of hardware before they're like, all right, you guys can you can have the Bedrock edition now. You can crossplay with everybody since all these multiplats are doing it as well. I think it was a smart move to change it now as opposed to later, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
All right. So let's go to my brother Predator. Pred, and again, thank you for joining us, man. I did not expect you here, and it is really good to have you here. What do you think about this whole Minecraft thing? You heard Dirt and Crispy bring up Jim Ryan. Do you think that's the focal point? That's where the change happened? Because again, I am happy for the Minecraft gamers out there, but what do you think happened to change the mind over there at Sony?
I think honestly, it was the Ryan thing. I think that was the catalyst right there. And I don't know who said that before about how he got there, made all the changes within PlayStation. Getting rid of people, and I don't know. Again, I don't know if that was Jim Ryan doing it. You know what I'm saying, or just it's a sign of the times. Like, dude, you got to go. Like changing the guards. Like they showed that picture of Phil and Yoshida and Sean Layden and I guess at the Game Awards last year, like in that one photo, and the only person standing now was Phil, right? Everybody else has been moved on and are doing something else. So the whole Sean Layden thing being gone, I think there was some salt amongst that about how that happened. But Jim Ryan kind of came in and he's like, yo, we're gonna make some changes. It's you think about it this way, like you have Microsoft who sells half as many consoles as you as in Sony. and they're still relevant. Like, how is that possible?
Right.
Right. Like I mean, like you would think like with all the negative press that Microsoft has had this whole generation, they would be out of business right now. And it's like you're seeing people arm wrestle and they get down to that one spot where it's got to push that hand down to hit the buzzer or whatever.
Yeah,
you can't do it, and that's what Sony had. Like they had that power, but then they look up and they're like, well, what the fuck are they doing that we're not doing, right? And subconsciously, like Microsoft is in everything. They're in not just the studios they're buying. I'm not going to say Microsoft. I'll say the gaming division of Microsoft, the Xbox division, whatever. Like they have engines. They have like all this other shit they're doing with Mixer and stuff like that. Even though we don't think it's doing anything, it's got to be doing something to keep them. I mean, even if it's selling stupid fucking controllers fucking 5 times a year, like it's doing something, So like, it's crazy that they're still relevant considering, the competition, what Sony's doing. So I think they're like, look, what are they doing over there? How are they still here? And maybe we need to, kind of look and see how we can tailor our company to push forward to the future. And also, you have, other people coming into the gaming space now with streaming and stuff like that. And so like you have to grow. You can't just continuously stay the same. And Microsoft learned that because they were doing the same thing this whole generation. Like this, we're not going to do shit. We're not going to show you anything. And so they're doing it now. Like, so like Sony is the same boat. Like they can drop out all the hot games they want to. And that's great. I mean, they make some great games over there. Like, I'm not going to sit here and downplay that shit, but eventually they're going to have to move forward from just doing that and to stay competitive with what everybody else is doing in the gaming industry. It isn't just about making games because hell, EA makes games. Fucking, Ubisoft makes games. They're still relevant, but like as a console manufacturer, you have to do something different besides just make hot ass games. It isn't just about the games like everybody says all the time. Like going forward in the future, look at the next 20 years, where we'll be. Like they have to think about that. You have to be forward thinking. You can't just be stuck in a rut.
And I just want to play off that real quick. The fact that the Series X is coming out and you're going to purchase it. Let's say hypothetically, it's a crazy number like $600. Okay. But guess what? Day and date, you're getting all the exclusives for $10 a month. I mean, that is pretty incredible. I'm just saying that, like, let's say PlayStation said PlayStation now is going to have day and date all of our new exclusives that come out. You know what? I would probably say, you know what? That investment of the $500 to $600 is going to be worth it in the end because I have the opportunity to pay a flat rate monthly and enjoy the hell out of their games, and not and be able to pick and choose and what I want to play and what I don't want to play. And then, my friends come to me and go, hey, I want to play this game. Oh, all I got to do is download it on Game Pass, and I'm right there with you, and I'm going to try it out. Even though I didn't think of it, guess what? My friends are like, hey, try it out. You know what I mean?
Random question
we'll play
here.
with you.
Before we move on to the next person, who was in charge when Sony just started using Azure servers? Does anybody remember?
I think it was still Layden at the time.
Was it still Layden?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was still
I was just ran through my head like who made that change?
That might have been a Sony decision over like PlayStation.
I think
Yeah,
it was.
I think it was.
Yeah.
That's big wig sitting down.
Yeah.
That's they not stupid. They see listen, Microsoft and Sony have to do this. They need to change the game because Google got that bread and they are shook of them, even though that Stadia shit is not doing as well.
What's a Stadia?
Exactly. Yeah. But still,
what is the Stadia?
Hey, when you seen that,
Google wants to get in there. My bad, Mega. But they want to get in there. They want to get in there and drop a console and fuck around and become a true competitor. Like, yo, we just got our ass handed. Nah, hold up. Microsoft and Sony know that that's a thing.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
just think about this as well. Like, I'm going to piggyback off of what Knox is saying. Regardless of what you think about Stadia right now, and I think others just said it. I haven't heard them on their podcast or nothing, but I did see what Mooch and them has said about going on. About hey, look, just wait over time, and I agree. Over time, what Stadia is now will not be what Stadia is in the future, and all those advertisements that they have had. On the VGAs, that's still getting a lot of attention, even though it's not where it needs to be yet. that's why I keep telling people don't count Google out. And I see that like
Sony and Microsoft.
Sony and Microsoft they know.
You'll know when Google starts getting serious if they start making a console.
They gotta make a console if they want to even. Fuck
and that's exactly what Sony doesn't want.
None of them do.
Stadia. What did I think Google did with Stadia? And I don't know how we got on this subject, but I'm just gonna share it real quick. Microsoft has always been known to look too far into the future. We saw it in 2013 with the all digital system and checking in and stuff like that. Like if you kind of propose that now, you wouldn't get half the backlash that they did back in 2013. I think Google did the same thing. They look too far into the future right now, and then they're gonna have to like deal with things and move forward and kind of adapt in order to make Stadia, have a bigger presence.
What it is, but is that everybody wants to be first to be second. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be first to be second, and it's the truth in business. That's an absolute truth. Everybody wants to be first to be second because they're shook to come out. Microsoft took the plunge. Everything that they fucking did is actually what's going on now. It's what gaming is now. We hated that shit in 2013. I still hate some of that shit now.
I can't co-sign to the we hated that shit. Like I'm just saying.
Well, gamers. When I say we, I mean gamers.
Did you call me a non-gamer, dude? That's it. We don't live too far from each other, brother.
Streets of Connecticut.
All I'm saying is that now that someone took the plunge, everybody can jump in and be like, yeah. That's it.
They broke the seal for everybody else, brother.
I give them that. I don't like the way they did it. I don't like some of the shit that I got. I don't like a lot of the avenues that they approached, and I still feel that way. And again, Microsoft is making some great moves. It's not etched in stone. Game Pass needs to remain as relevant as it's been now. And it needs to remain that way in order for that shit to be a mainstay. I hope so. And it needs to become a part of xCloud as well. All of that is.
They already said it was.
I know, but it needs to remain relevant, and it needs to do that. And then, like we saw with Hellblade 2, I want to see those first party jump offs drop and come out and be dope and make me be like, yes, this is why I got a Series X or S or whatever the fuck one you want to buy.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
Now, Knox, I will let you know. I know we're going to get into it in the future, but when Phil Spencer at the VGA said there are 15 first party studios, they said the most diverse line of games. So that means a wide range from the realistic to the cartoony, from the single player to the multiplayer.
And that's fine.
I just want to put it out there. Like, not every one of those games are going to be a heavy single player, story driven narrative and everything like that.
No doubt. But I still want to know that that's there for me.
Okay.
Who says I like a Plague's Tale? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you do, man. You really like that.
That game is off the chain. A lot of people don't like that. That shit was dope to me. You know what I mean?
Great game.
It is what it is. We all have our. I'm not saying don't make that. I'm saying don't neglect the shit. If I like that, you provide that to your fan base. That's all I'm saying.
Great point, dude.
And that's what they're doing. And that's what they're doing, and I want them to continue doing it.
Yeah.
Nice.
You heard that other Zinc? My man.
Yeah. I think other Zinc and Shizno, man. I think you got people who love to hate you right now.
They're coming for my head. Y'all, come on, I've been working.
I've been working out. got the biceps going right now.
Man. It's all good, baby. It's all good. It's all love, bro. But that's games are passionate, kid. I know.
Nice, yo, Mega. What do you think about this Minecraft thing? First off, I know you're not like a greedy gamer or anything like that, so you should be happy that it's full crossplay when it comes to this game. So what do you think got Sony to change their mind, bro?
Just like what everybody else was saying. I mean, the reality of the future. They had no choice. Just think about if Sony still kept their guns of what they did in 2013 by doing the whole Yoshida Atom Boys passing the disc around, and they still kept that mantra this whole generation. They've been done. Because everybody, and then they would have had a lot more backlash. Because the casuals been like, look, Mortal Kombat's trying to do crossplay. Right. Why are you not a part of that? I mean, I want to play I mean, I do have Xbox friends. I do have PC friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
If they kept this whole thought process as the same as what they started off with, and even, I mean, we're just talking about just a year ago, even talking about that they were not going to change their identity, then they would have been failed. And you're talking about a game that is one of the biggest one of the most played games in the world.
Ever.
Yeah,
ever. Right. Best-selling game ever.
Yeah. So, I mean, so you mean to tell me that you're going to disappoint all of those fans? Microsoft, see, Sony has no leverage in that game because it's already now kind of edged in stone that gamers are appreciating and liking this. Once you had Call of Duty jump in on board, it's all, and Fortnite, it's all she wrote, Jack, all she wrote. And then you're going to have all these Minecraft gamers that's saying, wait a minute, Xbox is wanting this. Forget about what happened.
We're the only ones that can't play with other people.
Right, yeah. Forget about all this because fans
I want to play with my friends. Right.
Yeah, cry all they want to about what happened last gen. Nobody cares about last gen. They're caring about right now. And Minecraft if Xbox, they got the power, the seniority. If they wanted to, they could be like, all right, when PlayStation 5 comes out, we'll only just say we're going to have crossplay for PC, Switch, and Xbox. You don't think that's not going to be a selling point for them coming into the next gen?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, damn. That's another good point as well. Holy crap, man! Like,
Microsoft had all the leverage in this.
Yeah.
Once you start seeing the game plan of what Microsoft Xbox was trying to do, especially with their own party with what they bought, they had the leverage. It just goes back to the last topic with the MLB. They have the leverage. Sony has to play ball now. They lived off of the old way. And I tried to explain this to all these gamers out here that just said the old way is never going to change. Tough. You're going to have to deal with it.
Nice.
Let me say this right quick. Now, I know we probably talked about this before, or you heard this analogy before, I should say. Do you guys remember when BlackBerry was like the top cell phone?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then remember when iPhone came out and BlackBerry said, oh, no. Nobody wants to type on their screen.
Yes, I do remember.
You see what happened to BlackBerry ass, right?
Exactly.
Where'd they go?
Sony ain't dumb. They like, shit.
We're not BlackBerry.
Left behind.
Yeah, we're not BlackBerry.
If there's anybody that's 20 years old and listening to the show, they're like, what is a BlackBerry?
Exactly.
Let's not lie.
Strawberry is. I know blueberry pie, but
yeah. I'm saying I remember hearing BlackBerry fans. Nobody wants to type on their screen.
Let's not lie.
Stupid.
Xbox pushed the goddamn narrative, and you know what? They stayed true to their guns, even though they were getting their ass handed to them.
Exactly. That was
their ass handed to them. And they stayed true to their guns. Yes. And you know what? It came down to multiplayer first. Xbox Live is what put Xbox on the map to begin with. They were far ahead, and the only thing that they had going for them is people had freaking PCs and everything else, but they couldn't game for shit. I was one of them. And then I started playing PlayStation 2 after they put the freaking giant freaking hardware inside of it. You know what I mean? And I started playing online, and it was okay. But then I went and played Xbox, and I was like, man, this is way better. They already had the infrastructure. They were already ready to roll. The entire Xbox, the original Xbox, was based off of PC component.
Brother, I am still stuck on you saying they stuck to their guns. Something that I thought they should have done in 2013. But
exactly.
They did that whole 180, man.
But let me tell you something right now. No bullshit. I just was texting with somebody to a listener, well, a listener / kind of online friend.
That was a weird description right there, brother.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not like that we boys like that, but you know what I'm saying, I consider him a really cool guy. And so, like, you know, I mean, I trust him, you know what I'm saying, in that aspect. But he's in that retrospect, but he's asking me questions about sharing about SharePlay with Xbox. And I'm giving them all the information. We going back and forth and stuff like that because I did it. You know, I didn't really let that information out of that. I share play with a friend that just passed away last week, and we had his funeral Monday. Big shout out to Joe Bananas. You know what I'm saying? Freddie B.
Shout out.
But I was explaining to them I was explaining to him how it works, what's going on. You do it with somebody that you trust, not just some random. But again, I get that every once in a while where people saying that they're thinking about doing that with other friends and stuff like that. Just think if Xbox did stick to all of their guns from 2013 and what that would be like now. The whole industry would be completely different.
I think they had to, though, y'all. I think they had to. They had to go back on their word right then. Back then, they had to. They were getting so much backlash, bro. It would have been worse. Yeah, they had to back then.
That $500 price point was the worst part of it. That $500 price point killed it.
It was. But the one thing about it, though, is that now when you look at that, and now when you kind of see
hindsight's always 2020,
hindsight
brother.
2020, and that's the things that me, you, Bot said. Like, look, if you think about this in the retrospect, more people would have more access to playing different games. This was the first. This was the first step into Game Pass. Before we seen Game Pass.
That is true.
That's true. That's definitely true.
So they were trying to get more gamers to get on board. And then, of course, the media, haters, and people that are ignorant, even me included, because I was like, what the hell? What are you talking about? Like, I don't know about this. Maybe do I need to put some tape on this Connect? I don't want this Connect with my Xbox. It's $500 fucking dollars. We just came out of recession. The ignorance of and ignorant is not really a bad word. It just shows that we lack the knowledge, but we listened to people that we thought that were knowledgeable, disrespecting the thought process. Now, if you look back at everything, now in retrospect, like Bot said, damn, what it would be like if we could game share with 10 other of our friends.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what kind of games we all
I've always said that shit with the 10 friends. You know
like,
what I'm saying?
like, what are you talking about? Like, why is that a bad thing? Like, we could have all made a negotiation, even if you didn't do all 10 friends and you did maybe 3 or 4, and y'all all made date, you know what I'm saying? Because they knew that there was so many games coming down the line, third party, second party, whatever. And you're like, man, you know what? I don't know about that Sea of Thieves, bro. I don't know about this. I don't know about that, but man, or whatever games that was coming out, like Titanfall, shit like that. Like, man, I want that Titanfall, but man, I want this other game.
They actually benefit more than they actually benefit by not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would have benefited tremendously.
They had to readjust, but we don't know if they thought of Game Pass as well. So hold on. Let me make this point. Let me just make this last point on this. Just think if they had the sharing friends and people didn't go crazy like they did about the whole DRM shit, and which they over here now, you got people that touts about Steam and everything else, but whatever, regardless. But then they added Game Pass on top of the game sharing with 10 friends. Bro, like, you wouldn't care about all of this bullshit like that because you playing everything. You do everything.
The fact is 2013 happened and we got screwed.
And we're in 2019 now.
Because they were $500 more. The actual console itself was less powerful than the PS4. And on top of that, you had something that you thought was going to spy on you or something.
Check this out. Check this out. I understand what you guys are saying, man, but we are talking about the past, and just a couple days ago, we saw the future. So I think it's about time to get into that time machine, and let's start talking about the future.
About the future. Hold on, let me buy it. I got to do this. I got to do this since we've been doing this since day one together. Bro, congratulations. Next podcast has hit a milestone that it has not hit, and I'm glad that I'm here to.
You saw that too, right, brother?
Yeah, over 200 listeners tonight, man.
Shout out to the chat, yo.
Oh, yeah, no joke. Shout out.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, fam. That shows you the hype level. The Xbox fans is coming out.
They talking about slowly but surely, bro.
Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody tuning in tonight. Awesome. Yeah, definitely hit a milestone. Thank you guys so much. And it's gonna get
make sure you sub everybody on here, man. Go ahead and support everybody on here.
Hell yeah.
Go help out Knox. Other Zink, go sub Knox and go give him hell.
he doing that shit right here. He fucking around trying to get at the kid right here. You know what I mean?
All right, guys, check this out. We are. Oh, thank you, appreciate it, man. Like I said, it's all because of the community out there. and of course, this awesome panel that we have here, all-star gamers talking and sharing their gaming opinions, man. The show is only as good as the panel, and as you can see, there is an all-star lineup here tonight.
Whoa, what the hell? Hold on, but I'm sorry, not to interrupt you again. Well, I'll interrupt you. Fuck, whatever. Neverland said I'm going back to Xbox. Bro, you kidding me? Bro, you kidding me?
He's talking shit.
Out of here.
Once they reveal the PS5.
No, you know what? If you never trolled nobody or nothing, yo, we got no problem with you.
Man,
Don't troll. Don't troll. You want to speak your truth, you speak your truth. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, wait. Listen. We all know this is a
Vogel.
what have you done for me lately type of like community. What have you done for me lately? As soon as they reveal the PS5, come on, all these guys are going to be talking shit about Xbox again.
Well, dude, that's why, I'm excited with what I've seen from Xbox, and we're definitely going to get into it. But I try to put the brakes on people on Twitter. I'm like, yo, we haven't seen the PS5 yet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I want to see what they have to offer as well. Yo, shout out to Vogel and Rock Dog hitting up that super chat, as my boy Mooch would say. Super chat works, people. Vogel says, congrats to my next podcast, brothers. Thank you, Vogel. You know you are an extended part of this family as well as everybody in the chat, yo. And Rock Dog, no matter what Xbox has to matching Sony with the price point. So basically, I think
they have to match them.
Yeah. That's why I was thinking. He says that they have to match Sony with the price point, and with that, I will say, there's gonna be 2 Xbox Series consoles coming out. Like, it's almost guaranteed now. But guys, we got to get into it, and I'm gonna start with the man of the hour, our special guest, Dirt. The first thing I want to know, we're going to get into, like, specifics and stuff like that. First thing I want to know is, were you watching the VGAs when they announced the next Xbox?
Absolutely, live.
All right. Now, with that being said, I got to ask you, what was your reaction? And I want to ask you in terms of, because we've never seen a console kind of like unveiled this early. Nobody expected this. Do you think this was a good move by Xbox?
Absolutely. This was the best move that they can make, man, because nobody expected it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa, what is this? Then I saw Master Chief. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, for real.
Then they actually showed the console, man, listen, that was the biggest boss move I've ever seen Phil Spencer do. Like, ever revealing that console this early and actually showing the console. Because remember, like, in 2013, they didn't show their console to May of the year that it came out.
Mm-hmm.
This is incredible. And to show a game. No TV shit. No, this is what the Kinect can do.
Game. He brought it back there, brother.
And the game looked absolutely amazing. It was amazing, bro. I mean,
Yo, my bad.
It surprised everybody.
Shout out to Delilah. Delilah, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. Yo, hitting up that super chat. Congrats, Xbot448. Ninja Theory, hype. Hell yeah. Hashtag the third dot. Really?
Yeah, she said on Twitter, like, if you watch the trailer in the beginning, there's like these 3 dots.
Okay.
On the Hellblade trailer, and she's kind of, she's curious about it. What is it? On the beginning of the trailer, you'll see
showing
3
that the
dots.
game was loading or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
that's the loading.
I remember that over on the side. Yeah.
If it loads,
like, that's the game. That's
the loading. That shit is phenomenal.
If that was the load time, thank you. Thank you. Yo, Delilah, thank you again, yo. Really, really appreciate it. Again, huge shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Yo, share this show out. Let people know we are going in on the Series X right now, starting with my brother Dirt. So you were shocked. We got to where they unveiled the console. What were you thinking, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, wow. It's a tower. It looks cool to me. I'm saying, like, what? Like, at first I was like, is this Scarlet or is this some other stuff? I didn't know. But then when Phil came out there and said something about consoles, I was like, oh shit, this is Scarlet. So I mean, listen, man, if you guys could have saw my black ass that day, I was just smiling from ear to ear. I couldn't believe it, man. Like, yes, this is what I'm talking about, Xbox. This is what I'm talking about. So I was ecstatic about it, bro.
Nice.
Absolutely ecstatic.
All right, let's go to Knox. Now, Knox, I think you have a more interesting story about what you saw, how you saw this. So let us know in terms of what was going on, like if you were watching the VGAs. And again, like I asked Dirt, man, I got to ask you, was this a good move? Because, now, like, how we're going to get into how are they going to keep the hype going. But for now, was this a good move by Xbox to show it this early?
All right. First and foremost, like everybody knows, I haven't even been in the loop because it hasn't been available to me. Like I've been working extreme shifts, bro. 16 hours, then going to sleep, then going back in for another 16. It's been off the hook. I took a promotion. It's been crazy. I'm glad for it. That aside, though, my son calls me 11 o'clock, wakes me up out my sleep. Dad, are you watching this? I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, the VGAs. I'm like, oh shit, the VGAs are today? I didn't even know. Yeah, this shit is whack. And I'm like, what? It's whack.
I like how his son is like, this shit is whack.
Yeah. Well, my son is 25. He's a 25-year-old man. Yeah, he's not a child. He's my son. He's a 25-year-old man. But he's like, this shit is whack, Dad. Are you checking it out? And I'm like, nah. But then when I saw it, I'm like, the fuck is my son talking about? This shit is dope. This shit is the best one I've ever seen in my life. And then when I saw that reveal, I'm like, there's that shit. There's that shit that I've been saying they were supposed to do from Jump Street. Announce that shit. Come out. Show it. The name. Reveal it. Short and sweet, too. Don't need all that bullshit. I don't need to see 17 developers that nobody gives a fuck about talking about nonsense we don't care about. Just boom. Xbox Series X, which I like, by the way, because I already know I know they're doing the cell phone approach. We all know that they've been wanting to do that. It's going to be payment plans. It's going to be exchange plans. We already know that. I'm like, yep, I see that. I see what you're doing, Microsoft. Good shit. Then to see Hellblade 2, I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers. They finally have done what I've been saying to do. Show that hot shit. Do it short and sweet. And that's the end of that. I like the look of the console. I think it was an excellent move when nobody expected it, just like Durst said. Nobody would have expected it.
The timing
Game Awards. I mean,
and it was early in the show too. It was early in the show.
Very early. I didn't
pay the rest of the show because of that, man.
Dude,
I guess having it at the Microsoft Theater maybe should have given a hint because your man did call out Reggie and Hideo, didn't mention Phil. You know what I mean? But then Phil got on the stage and bang, there you go. So I said, all right, I see why he did what he did.
Yo, Knox, are you watching the show right now? Are you watching the show we're on right now?
Yes. Absolutely.
All right. Do you see the super chat by Snap It Smell?
Let me scroll down.
Oh yeah, I see it.
All right, Dirt. If you could do me a favor,
I see it.
Well, me and Snaps aren't talking right now because of the Series X. So can somebody please repeat what she's saying in the super chat?
Don't like the new Xbox look. I said what? What? Don't like the new Xbox look. I said what is sad? What?
I'm assuming she said she meant
I said what I said. All right.
There is a war going on in this house. I will let you guys know right now.
I love the look, bro.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's gonna be a true war of the roses right now because I'm right and she's wrong. Okay.
She's gonna come. She's gonna love it too, bro. Look, the shit is dope. It looks like the ventilation system is up.
Oh
top.
yeah.
You can.
But it's the reason why it's like that. It's the reason why it's like that. That shit is powerful.
That's the thing. That's the thing right there. Is that look? I mean, I'm not gonna knock people for saying that they don't like the way that it looks. I'm not gonna knock people for saying that they love it. Listen. This is the thing that I'm on. This is the thing I'm going to say to listen. I mean, look, if y'all, there should be. Listen, I don't give two shits about how somebody looks at a console because at the end of the day, and you and I both know this, and Snaps, you know it too. You know what I'm saying? Love you to death. But this is the thing: when you're playing the game, when you're streaming, you're not looking at the goddamn console. You're looking at the TV.
You know what? Oh, Snaps! From now on, you do the laundry. I'm done. All right.
It needs to be appealing. I need shit to be aesthetically pleasing. I like the shit to look a certain way.
Man, look, I don't care. It's look the place.
That's
Look,
what
bro.
I'm saying.
Okay, hold on. What if the
It-
PlayStation 5? What if those dev kits of the PlayStation 5 look
Yo,
look
Dirt, we'll get
similar
back
to
to you
what?
on the looks and the name because I
Yeah.
was trying to segment this, but we're gonna put it all together. This is what
All
we're
right,
gonna do
okay,
tonight.
cool. What
I haven't
if?
seen it. I don't know what they look like.
Okay. Well, if you look and see the dev kits of what the PS5 looks like, and if it's similar in look to what that is, it's not pleasing to the eye. But who gives a shit? As long as the PS5 performs like it's supposed to, like a beast. I'm not looking at that son of a bitch. Like, I think people that got those conditions, like my mom has that condition where she got to move shit around all the time. I forgot what it's called, but that's the only people I think that really would care about it, because when I'm playing on the console, I'm looking at my TV. That shit is underneath my TV. And I may look down at it to see if I see something flashing or something like that.
yeah,
But at the most of the case, I don't care.
But before you sit down to look at the TV, you got to look at that shit looking atrocious on your fucking wall.
What is this shoebox doing sitting over here?
Yeah, exactly. like my man, you
As long as
put a turd.
man,
You wouldn't just put a
if those
turd on the
games look
dining
like
room.
Hellblade 2, I don't give a fuck if that shit look like a turd. It's going. I'm turning that
It's just gonna
motherfucker
take
on
some
and playing it.
Well, check this out. Let's get back to
it. Can look like the penis demon. I don't care what.
Oh,
that
wow.
shit looks like.
I don't know about that.
I think the console.
It's
is
Quit
going
talking
to
about Bilbo sticks, bro.
Listen, I'm feeling it.
It can look like those Move controllers. As long as that shit playing like I see Hellblade looking, I don't care what that console looks like.
I got my PS4. My PS4 standing up. My Xbox One X is standing up. The Switch, it can't stand up, so it's just doing what it's perfect.
It's
for
in
you,
the
man.
dock. It's
Yeah,
in the dock, kind of standing up. So
Yes.
like, yeah.
I guess kind of, right? But I'm digging it. I really like the look.
I
Like, when saw it, I'm
love
like, yo,
the
I think that
monolith
shit
look,
look
man.
dope. Like I really thought I like
It's
the
the
button
power
being up top.
tower.
Well, the way I
look dope.
guys, the way I look at it, like, it's different than what we've seen in the past when it comes down to it. We have things like the Alexa, kind of like, the little assistants that kind of stand the same way. So
Yeah,
I think
got one.
I think in the present time, it's an updated, it's a futuristic but present look. It's not. It's a simple but kind of like unique futuristic kind of appearance to it, and it's not the basic kind of like flat slim design that you see from a console. So I'm me personally, I'm digging it. Dirt, what do you think about the look and the name, man? Since we're gonna throw it all in together, it is Series X, and I know there's some people talking about, well, gamers are gonna be confused. I don't fall for any of that. But what do you think?
Nobody's gonna be confused.
And
Everybody knows what
they
it
said the same thing with the Xbox One X and the Xbox One S. Oh, they're gonna be confused. Stop thinking all these parents are dumbasses. First off, I like the look of it. And especially when you know why it's built like that. Why it's built like that with that giant vent at the top and that fan, because it's a beast. You know what I'm saying? It's
Heat
a beast.
rises,
It's
brother.
powerful.
They got to get it out of there.
Lie. Heat rises, people. Heat rises.
Exactly. So, I love the look of it, man. And plus, like K-Maker said, who gives a shit? That shit gonna be in my entertainment center. Who gives a shit? I don't care how it looks. But as far as the confusion, that's just people trying to find a way to bash it because they know the shit look dope. They know Hellblade 2 look dope. They're just trying to find some type of way to say, it looks stupid. The name is stupid. And the name I read is this called Xbox.
is. That's what it is.
The
Xbox.
powerful version is the Series X. The lower
Series
version
X,
will probably be Series
Exactly.
S or something. So
Exactly. Yep.
It's
I agree,
Xbox,
Dirk.
man.
I agree, Dirk. And that's the best thing they could have done. You know what I mean? You saw what happened. They had to name the 360 the 360 because they couldn't name it the Xbox 2. Because you go to market with an Xbox 2 against a PS3, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen?
Yep,
You know what I mean?
Ooh,
So they
great
had to go
point,
with
man.
360 and then make the whole marketing full circle. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, but
You're absolutely right.
You had to spin that shit. Now
absolutely
it's
right.
Xbox. And I guarantee you after PS5, PlayStation will follow suit too.
yeah.
Yo,
Because
guys,
they want it to be like a cell phone market.
guys,
That's what they want.
real quick, I just want to, because Delilah put it out there, the three circles at the beginning of the Hellblade 2 kind of like teaser trailer or whatnot. She said is a slide deck. So basically,
What the hell is a slide
I don't
deck?
know
I was
what that
about to
means.
ask you, what does that mean?
I saw that K Mega asked that, and I wanted to know. What the
it's
hell
like think of a slideshow, but an animated, like a video slideshow. You have like one slide, where they show the animations, the second slide, and what it's showing there is that they actually have three parts to that trailer, but you only saw two.
Oh, okay.
Ah, 'cause they had more to it.
Huge shout out to Delilah for that, and
Good shit, Delilah.
and shout out to Rain G4,
And
hitting
it
up
was
that super chat.
seamless.
It was seamless as well, man.
Yeah.
Imagine all the colors with Xbox Design Lab. That's another.
That's
thing
something
to
Fred
bring
been
up as
asking
well.
for.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't mind that as well.
and
Yeah,
that
to
that
see
can
different
definitely,
designs.
because you can see that being shipped out to people a lot easier than like a bigger, flatter kind of like console type thing. Dude, that might be onto something there. All right, so Pred, when it comes down to it, I gotta know where you were, if you were watching the VGAs, all that good stuff. I gotta know your reaction, and then basically let us know what you think about the look and the name of the console.
Well, I was watching the show, but that happened to be the time that my daughter decided to do some fucked up shit that dad had to do some dad shit.
Boy, you keep mentioning that your daughter must have really fucked up.
Oh, she did. And so I was trying to watch the show, but I was trying to get in her ass at the same time. And so I kept missing bits and pieces. I did see the reveal though, the X. So or the sex box, whatever the fuck y'all want to call it. Power.
XSX.
The SXX, the Series X, let's call it that. So I don't remember if Phil came out first or they did that little video playthrough.
Second.
And he came out after. But I remember watching it and I'm like, what is this? Like, what are they trying to show us right now? Because, okay, I do remember. I know Phil came out after, but when they were showing the initial video, I'm like, what is this? And then, like, when Master Chief came out, it still hadn't even registered. Like, it was still registering in my mind that was Master Chief. Like, wait a minute, that was Master Chief.
Yeah, but you're like, I just saw a race car and I just saw soccer.
Yeah,
I thought
car.
it was a Game Pass commercial. I'm not going to front. I
did. I saw.
Yeah.
That's what I really thought. I knew it was Xbox. I just thought it was a Game Pass commercial.
When I saw the car, I knew it was Forza, but then I didn't know what was going on after that, and I was like, "What is this?" And then when I saw the image of that box and the clear image of it, I'm like, "Oh hell, this better not be the fucking the Kinect."
The Connect.
Oh that was the first thing that came out. This better not be the fucking Connect. And then it had the box, and I'm like, this is the Connect. And then the name came out, and I was like, oh shit, that's not the Connect. What is it? Is it the even still, I was like, is that the new console? Is that the Lockhart? Like, I didn't know which one it was. But after it finished and Phil came out, and I was like, holy shit, they revealed it. And it's like even then I was still in shock for the next after Phil went off the stage, and it seemed like even people in the crowd were kind of like, what the fuck did we just see?
Right.
Because it was because he's walked off and there was applause and stuff like that, but then everything kind of this a plateau where everyone was kind of trying to register what happened, and that's something that we have been saying needs to happen. How I remember saying this in a couple of podcasts, we're Microsoft, they're so fucking predictable. They tell us when everything's coming. They tell us what they're going to show on the stage. And so when we finally get to it, it's okay, we already know you're going to do this. We know most of the show, but we're expecting maybe one or two surprises, and we never get that one or two surprise. They were not predictable for the first time in a long time. I think that's what they needed to do. They brought something future, the console and the game.
They shocked the crowd.
And they brought something that we have been asking for. Stop being so predictable. Come out here and show us what you got. Stop talking about all these devs you're hiring and showing people eating lunch and shit and how much progress they're making. Show us something, anything. It would have been nice to see Fable, because we've been asking for it too, but I will take Hellblade 2. I will take it. So I'm not complaining at all what I saw. So I thought it was a good showing from them, and I think they stole the show just like that. Because when Sony came out last year, I think it was last year, and all they did was tweet out. This was a tweet, during E3. It was this year. They did the tweet about whatever game it was coming out, and everybody lost their fucking mind. And it took the thunder away from Microsoft, because everybody knows when Microsoft's going to do something, because they tell you they're going to do something. And so Sony didn't even have a chance to react to this shit because they had
Yeah.
no idea it was going to happen either.
Dude, no leaks either.
No leaks
Yeah.
I think Phil plugged up the leaks that were at Microsoft, man.
No leak. Hey, you know what? Like the one
Keely
leak,
didn't know.
like the one leak about that show was there would be a PS5 game shown.
Yeah.
Keely, when he walked out, you know, he's on the upper stage and he said, and sometimes there's things you don't even recognize or see,
you don't even know.
You know, and all of a sudden, like, it just went straight to that, and I'm like, okay. Immediately, I'm like, this is a Game Pass, you know, commercial.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I thought. And then I saw the resolution because I was watching on my 4K TV, and I saw the resolution when Master Chief was standing at the end, and I'm like, whoa, no, it's not. And I was sitting there for a second. I'm like, what is this? You know what I mean? Because you know, Game Awards was never on the realm of Xbox saying we're gonna do this.
Dude, nobody's ever announced such a big announcement on
but
VGA,
the problem with that is that you have so many different gamers on the, you know, watching that stage at that night. So for them to do it was incredibly smart. And number one, because you have Switch players that only play Nintendo, they only have a Nintendo. You have people that love PlayStation and will not buy an Xbox. And then you have the people that own all the consoles. You know what I'm saying?
And let me tell you something, Crispy. Now that you're talking about that, because it's the truth, let me tell you that Gearbox is doing an exclusive with the Epic Store and Sony, right? With Godfall. Had that Series X shit and the Hellblade trailer not come out, that would have been the talk of the town. That would have been.
You're right.
It would have.
It would absolutely have been. Now, just seeing Godfall, which was dope, because I'm like, damn, I want to play that shit. Destiny with swords. That's what I thought. I'm in.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Melee Destiny.
But seeing that Hellblade trailer, it's like, but Microsoft got something for that ass with that shit.
It's under.
And that's all we ever wanted. I'm excited for both. Like, I want a PS5. I want to play that Godfall shit. And you know what? Gearbox and Epic, cool. Sony does what they do. They're making their exclusive like they should do. Like I always say they should do. I
got questions about Godfall. Did you go to the website and read the description of that?
I did not. No.
They talk about like kind of like making a AAA experience without having like the AAA budget type thing. There's things that are in the description that make you think it's more like either like a $30 game or maybe a free to play. And I am hearing behind the scenes that it's not absolutely exclusive to just PlayStation and PC. I'm hearing it's really
it's going to be timed
exclusive as well.
It's going to be timed, but I think it's going to be timed for like a year.
Yeah,
but
time exclusive.
I'm interested because like a looter hacker, a looter hack and slasher. Like I could get into something like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. And that's the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, Xbox, if Jeff Keighley knew anything, he would have dropped that at the end of the show, because literally the entire place got the life sucked out of them.
Dude, I didn't care about the awards after.
When I saw the silhouette and I said, holy shit, they're going to announce a console.
Dude, I didn't even know what it was with Crispy. I didn't even know what it was with the silhouette because we've never seen like that, like a monolithic structure like that.
Right.
You know, I didn't know what it was when I saw the silhouette.
But you know what I said? You know what I said in my head? As soon as I saw the silhouette, I said, they're going PC kinda. You know what I mean? You're still going to be plug and play. You're still going to be able to just plug it in and play the games you want, but they're going to go PC kinda. You know what I mean? And that's something that people don't realize. Like some people have been saying, hey, it's kind of like a Steam box. Yeah, but it's way better than a Steam box. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and you have cloud there too. Like, you don't know what the cloud's going to involve in that.
Yeah, dude, everything that Xbox has said and done up to this point, you know, even though, like they showed what the Series X is and everything like that. We're gonna get into kind of like some of the features because I told a lot of people when they're like, well, we all know you're gonna get an Xbox and everything, and I'm like, well, when it comes to these new consoles, I don't know the features yet. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that kind of, it's a determining factor when buying a new console. But
the only thing I could say, and you know what, I've already made my point. The only thing I could say that would have been better is when Phil walked out after that, after announcing the Xbox Series X, if he announced Hellblade the way he did.
Yo, Phil had that swagger on stage.
Dropped the mic, literally, and it would have been even better because you know what? Hellblade looked like realistic. It looked totally real.
Well, it was in engine.
It was in
engine.
And it looked realistic. It looked like I was watching a movie.
Hey, you know what's so funny about that? I actually heard some guys saying that's real people. That's real people. They said, no, that's actual games. And no, that's real people. Then when they saw that monster, that rock monster, they said, oh shit, this is the game. So it's crazy.
All right, let's get K Mega in on the design and the name as well. So Mega, what do you think about this monolithic kind of like structure, and what do you think about the name? Because there's people out there who love it, there's people out there who hate it. I think it's a more mature name. I actually like that. I see where they're going with the whole series type thing. So what do you think about those, bro?
No, I thought the name was solid. Just in the fact of it sounds more professional.
Yes.
In the sense of like what you would think of your cell phones.
Cell phones, cars as well.
Right. Yeah. Cars, all that. See, that's the thing to me that that trips me out more than anything about when people saying, well, how are customers going to know? I find it egregious that people still use that talking point, and the people that use that talking point, they buy Teslas, right? And there are different models of Teslas, are there not?
Yes.
So tell me, when people buy Teslas or deodorant or different or syrup or whatever the fuck it is, there is more than one model or different brand out there, are there not?
Yes.
So again, how is it that customers are so naive and dumb when it comes to consoles that they don't know anything? And if these people are that confused, why are there people in stores, or there's not information that you can go on to Google or Bing or wherever, to some search engine, and look it up and to research which one is which? And then lastly, the one thing that will trump all of these stupid ass narratives, all you got to do is when you go into the store, and you might be confused. Well, this is Xbox X, Xbox S, Xbox Series X. I'm confused. But all you got to do is look down and you see price point. That will give you all the indication you need of what you want. So again, that is the stupidest narrative, dumbest ass narrative. They should kill that narrative right off the bat, because
even if you go into a store, you can say, I want the newest Xbox. And then right from there, there's two to pick from, and the higher price point is the more powerful.
But you gotta know that you want an Xbox, and we could say it's a stupid narrative because we're in the know. But when you got Grandma Tilly, like I always say, buying something for little Jimmy, she don't know a fucking thing, and that may be changing.
Knox, let me stop you right there before you even go in that long ass bullshit. Let me stop you right here. Hold on. Let me make this point. Mama Tanisha may not know. Maybe Mama Tanisha, maybe Mama Susie may not know what Timmy or what Antoine may want, but Antoine and Timmy know what the fuck they want. So they'll tell Mama Tanisha or Mama Susie which one they want.
Right.
And they'll go off of that. And you know what will be the determining factor for Mama Susie and Mama Tanisha is the fact of how much that shit costs. Because at the end of the day, they might be saying, "Well, you know what?
True. So Timmy might be getting a Switch Lite. Getting a Switch Lite. That's what he wants, a Series X.
And you know, yes, and you know, yeah, right. And so the one thing right there will be how much it costs for them, but they will know, as a parent, or grandparent, they will know that they can talk to, if it's a grandma, they will talk, grandma or grandpa, they will talk to mama or papa, or they'll talk to the store, or they'll go do the research themselves. There's plenty of ways to go find out what you want. I hate this narrative that customers are stupid. When you walk into the store, you want a goddamn refrigerator.
It's not that they're stupid. It's not that they're stupid, Mega. It's just that a lot of people don't want to be
not dumb.
A lot of people don't want to be bothered during the holiday season. They want to keep it simple.
The customers are just dumb like that, like rocks, and they just walk in there like Neanderthals, and they don't know what the fuck they want.
Guys, I got a super chat. Hold on.
No.
I got a super chat real quick. Shout out to Rain G4 one more time, hitting up that super chat, showing love and support to the channel and of course this show. He says everyone always talks about how powerful their PCs are, but make fun of the Xbox Series X design when it's just a pretty PC tower. Dude, that's true,
it's
man.
The power of tower, baby.
Power, whatever. But
whatever.
That should look dope. The design looked dope.
Another thing, people did not complain about when it comes to the Switch. Now they made one that was only portable, that you couldn't plug into your TV, and they just added the word light. Now you mean to tell me that that 70-year-old grandma that for some rhyme or reason is out shopping is going to know the difference between a Switch and a Switch Lite?
No, but if she gets the name, because there's only the only difference is the name. If she gets told, "What do you want, Johnny?" "I want a Switch Lite." She goes and asks for a Switch Lite, gets it. If he goes, "I want an Xbox One Series X," they go, "Oh, I got the Xbox One X, I got the S, I got the Series X, I got the
any good. Hold on. What I'm saying
is
good salesman, as soon as they heard Series, would offer her the Anaconda.
That's the one. He wants the new Xbox. He wants the new Xbox.
Yes, he wants the new. Now,
let me tell y'all, kids.
Now you gotta work with the representative real quick, Brett, and then you can have it. What I'm saying is, the person at the store has their own biases where they want to try to sell you on certain shit. The person that's coming in might not be educated enough. They just got a name, a basic, and they want to be in and out. It's not that they're stupid. It's not that they're educated. It's just they just don't.
Okay, but those are the people that's fighting at Black Friday for a fucking 4K TV that has no HDR to it for $200. That's not
people do that dumb shit.
The premium shit. Come on, man.
Let me tell you how these kids work nowadays, right? They pull out their smartphone. They take a picture of that shit, screenshot on Amazon, and send it to me. Dad, this is what I want. Boom. I look at my phone. I walk into Best Buy and say, "My daughter wants this shit right here." They find it for me and I buy it. Like it's not.
Our kids know how to use technology way better than our old asses do.
That's true too, but that's
Fred, that's a great point, Fred, because I know my 16-year-old will do that stuff to me.
You know that narrative. Stop making customers stop treating.
Or better yet, I'll be like, "I don't know what you want. Come with me. Let's go pick this shit up." Right?
And that's the best way. That's the best way to do it. Come with me.
So that's the point. So again, I made that point. Knox made his, whatever. Right. But this is but again, for me seeing for the name, I don't care. I don't care about how the console looks. I just want performance. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what kind of money I'm putting into it. So I don't care how it looks. I don't care about the name. I think the name is slick. I think the name is slick, but again, you know what I'm saying? For only purposes is why I would care about the name is because I got to when I'm on YouTube or when I'm making videos or whatever, streaming or whatever. That's when I have to bring it up. But other than that, I really don't give a shit.
I'm not even going to say Xbox. It's just going to be Series X.
Yeah, Series X. Right. So again, it is. The name is fine. The look is fine. I don't have a problem with that. I do agree with Pred and have agreed with him on the sense of we need more custom consoles. Now, with that design, will it look slick? It could. I think Xbox Pope did something by showing a Sea of Thieves one, or somebody did. It looked kind of slick. Cool. That's when you can pay attention to a console, is when you got a custom.
Minecraft would look pretty cool too.
I didn't mean to see a Minecraft, but again, those things don't matter to me. I want to know what's within the box. Why, Xbox talked me into getting an Xbox One X. They talked me into they talked me into getting a QLED 4K television, and saying like the X will make the game looks better on that television. Now I want to see what that new joint going to do. Why you got me on that QLED? Why you made me get this QLED?
Brother, you have given me the best segue, because
Absolutely.
I have a list of features here that I am going to run down, and I'm going to ask your guys' opinion. Before that, Rain, hit that super chat one more time. Thank you, brother. He says Microsoft has to bring back the slogan, "There's no power greater than X." Dude, I like that, with the whole power your dreams as well. If you're gonna do like kind of like separate commercials just for the Series X, because I do believe they're gonna have a Lockhart. I like that slogan, man. I would dust that off, bring it back as well. But here we go. There's some features, and some of these might have gotten by people. So yeah, everybody in the chat, kind of listen to these. Some of them are really awesome. All right. So when we come down to it, the first thing I put is new technology in the system to lower the latency from your controller input even more. They're talking, it's like a 1-to-1 where you hit the button and the action happens on TV instantaneously. That right there. It's got 2 times the GPU power. It's got, and this is of the Xbox One X, by the way. So 2 times the GPU power over the Xbox One X, 4 times the CPU power over the Xbox One X. It comes with a solid-state drive, NVMe, one of the quickest solid-state drives out there. It has a sleep state for multiple games, not just one game this time. You can suspend multiple games and go back in right where you left off, picking which game you want to play. But it will suspend multiple games for you to go back into. Full backwards compatibility, all right? And now they're aiming 4K 60 across the board, with the capability of 120 frames per second, and then down the line, they're stating it is also 8K capable. You put that together with what they're saying is 16 gigabytes of RAM, which I'm not sure if Xbox is actually saying that, or if people are putting that together with rumors. I don't remember them actually saying how much RAM is in the system. So, Mega, you heard that list. Is this a generational upgrade in your opinion?
Oh, this is beyond a generational upgrade. And also let me add a little bit more to this. Phil Spencer, Microsoft chief, Xbox chief, said we wanted to have a dramatic upgrade from the Xbox One base console. So when you do the math, we're over 8 times the GPU power of the Xbox One and 2 times what the Xbox One X is. For comparison, here are some Xbox One X specs. Now, listen, we don't know truly of everything about the specs of everything, but I'm going to still read it because that's crazy. Okay, the X is this. Let me go to it. CPU 2.3 gigahertz AMD customized Jaguar Evolved. GPU 1172 megahertz AMD customized UC RX 580. Compute power 6 T-flops, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 1 gigabyte hard drive, whatever, right? So there, and from the estimate, from what the rumors are coming from Windows Central and everything else, they're talking about 12 teraflops, all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I'm tripping off of is that he said, this is from Phil Spencer's mouth himself said, we want to have a dramatic upgrade from what we have.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Yo, Supersonic Station, we have had suspend for one game. All right. And I think this is a huge, again, a feature of the system that's coming out. You can have multiple games suspended at certain areas and go back in and pick right up without any load time starting, anything like that when it comes to the game, and just pick up right where you left off on multiple games.
That's gonna be crazy, bro. That's gonna be crazy, man.
Right. And then also on top of that, and see, I understand that when people say double or whatever, or 4 times or whatever, they automatically come out, well, it's only going to be 9 teraflops. And then you got Windows Central saying 12 teraflops. You got this, you got that. You also got to understand, though, they're not using Jaguar anymore. They're using that the AMD Zen 2, whatever
Zen
the hell
2.
that shit's called. Yeah. And then they're going to have the ray tracing with it, all of that. So again, whatever the hell that Xbox is going to be bringing, because I don't think anybody really thoroughly knows for them or what PlayStation do. All I know is that the graphical leap from what we've seen and from what and what people what people have been saying, like Godfall looked cool, Ghost of Tsushima looked great, but what Xbox showed killed everything. Everything. Flight. Just think about this for a second. Just think about this for a hot second. There's 3 Xbox games that's coming out next year. Or, well, we don't know. Well, yeah, no, we do know, because Halo's coming out next year.
Halo's coming out next year.
Halo, Ori, and Flight Simulator are all coming out next year. And those will be most likely the best looking games that's going to be presented to the gamers. Just think about that for a second. Because Ghost of Tsushima, it looked great, but like my old lady, like she ain't got a dog in the fight in this shit. She just knows that a man be just talking about video games. But when I showed that video, because I watched that damn Hellblade 2 video like over 100 times, because I've been trying to look at everything, because I'm still tripping that this shit ain't real. This can't be life right now. This can't be gaming. You killing me, Xbox. You can't be giving me game quality like that. It made my eyes bleed. That QLED, like when people said that looked like real people, I said, whoa. I said, that's cool. They showing some actors in the background. When old girls start doing that, I'm like, oh shit. And then
you could see the wrinkles in her face.
Right,
Craziness.
A lot of people didn't peep this either. Like at the very beginning, her face is clear. There's no
clear
on her face. Whatever.
Clear, right? Yeah, and then like you go, and then the lighting effects that gets off of her.
She was intense in that thing too.
Oh my
man.
God! And this is the thing too, is that I did the same thing when I first seen the trailers to Hellblade 1. Way back before, when they showed it at the CNET, I think it was when they first showed. I think that's where they first showed Hellblade was a CNET, and I said this shit ain't gonna look nothing like this, not even close. And then what happened? It did. So you can't knock Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory knows how to
Ninja Theory is one of the biggest.
Ninja Theory is solid. So
biggest pickups they made.
I said that, man.
So this is why Xbox and that partnership with Xbox and Samsung made me get a QLED, because I was like, bro, this is what I wanted to see. And so you just think about and we don't know when Hellblade 2 is coming out, but we know Halo's coming.
It's in early development, so don't expect it as a launch title. Or
no, it's not going to be a launch title. But there'll be but just think about this. There'll be Halo, there'll be Forza, there's going to be Flight Simulator and Ori, and those games look fucking solid. But anyway, my last point, my old lady looked and she seen Hellblade, and she was like, wow. And then she seen Ghost of
So is
Tsushima
my
right
girl,
after that. And
dude.
she said, that looks good. And I said, it don't make you say, wow. She's like, what I just seen before, that makes that look kind of old. And I'm like, goddamn, like,
So my
word,
girl, same
like,
boat, bro.
and PlayStation fans know this. And even that's why Jeff Keighley was tripping, because he was all hyped up about Godfall, and Godfall didn't have shit on what Xbox shown on that stage. Nothing.
Dude, that shit looked
stole
real,
the show.
bro.
I said this too. I've said this on Twitter.
Godfall was dope though.
Yeah, no, and Godfall was dope. But this is I said on Twitter. Xbox didn't win one goddamn award, but came away the winner of the VGAs.
And that's it's fucking finally. It
That
only
is
took,
the
it
that
only
is the
fucking
their
seven
marketing
years.
game was their marketing game was on point. That was something, like everybody said, they were surprised they didn't see this. If you've noticed, Microsoft's marketing game has stepped up to level 9,000 here lately.
Mega,
they've been killing narratives and they've been doing everything else.
Mega.
Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much.
Yo, Mega, do you remember back when people were talking about the marketing and then the games that were coming out and stuff like that? I believe me and you, and there's possibly other people on this panel that were saying the same thing. Like, we were like, well, you know, what's going to happen is they're gearing up for when they're releasing, you know, Scarlet at that time, because we didn't know the name, and we were like, we were kind of like predicting that they would go all out when it came to marketing and stuff like that, because they're kind of wiping the chalkboard and starting fresh with Phil's actual console now.
Yes.
Because it's not a console that he took over. This is something that he saw through from the ground up, and it's what they're doing. It's what they're doing, brother.
Don't do that. It's a catch-22. It's a catch-22.
No, you're right, but
it could be the same way that we say, well, if it wasn't for us putting a fucking boot to their ass, they wouldn't be doing this. So it's a catch-22.
But
no, be like, you guys got sat there and placated, and we could say, well,
I ain't placate nothing, man. Anything I said was absolutely genuine. I was happy for what
but you guys really sat back and were like, let Xbox do what they do.
Hell no. I gotta disagree with you, bro.
There were other people. I'm not saying everybody on the panel.
Who's saying let Xbox do what they do?
Yeah.
I'm saying there's people that, come on. You're gonna tell me there's not people in the Xbox community?
I saw that Gamescom.
Maybe you blind
when I saw it.
Yo, let me make this point.
Nah, you can't do
that. Let me make this point to you, Knox. Let me make this point to you, because listen, I know people in the know. I'm not saying I'm an insider or shit like this, but I will say this, because I will never ever say names or anything like this. But when they sit there and these people, they pay attention to all types of the rhetoric. They listen to it, they watch it, they pay attention to podcasts. You never know it. Or anything else out there. They pay attention heavily. Yes, but I guarantee you, things like this that happen, you can't. And just like what somebody told me at the fan fest, we think of our things well ahead of anything than what the public will ever find out. Well ahead. Phil Spencer had a strategy. He had to get it done. I've been said this. I said, you got to give the man a chance. You can't just sit there and expect him to be popping out hot-ass games when hot-ass games take a long time to make. All you got to do is, case in point, look at The Last of Us 2. How long did it take before that game came out? How long did it take before God of War came out? How long did it take before Horizon Zero Dawn came out?
Usually 6 years. So
you cannot expect. I need to see Fable now. How the fuck are you gonna see Fable now when they just sit there and bought the studio just last year, and they've probably been working on it from last year? You can't expect hot-ass games to come out, and then if you do, what we'll have is either a Scalebound moment or a Crackdown 3 moment.
All right, check this out. But K-Mega. All right, check this out.
Death Stranding or
K-Mega.
Hold on about this shit.
Hold on. Now, K-Mega, one thing.
That fake out. No, but let me finish.
I don't know when you're finished, man. You don't take breaths.
Finished right now. I'm going to be finished here in a few seconds. This fake outrage bullshit and this fake ass outcry saying we made them do it. Bullshit. shit. What you did is make them angry, and now you're gonna kill the goddamn game because they don't even pay attention to you motherfuckers that go crazy and disrespect these people. And I don't care if it's Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo. People slander, call these people out of names and everything else. Not.
You can't put everybody in the same category.
Okay.
Don't do that.
I understand that, but when you sit there, when you guys go out there and start calling people names and saying things like that, that's not right. That's not fair to them because they're doing the best thing that they fucking can for the greater community, not just for a small group that sit there and they just want to bitch all the goddamn time.
All right,
what I'm talking about are the people that demand better. I'm not saying going out there and slandering. What I'm saying is I don't approve of that shit. Don't go out there and just disrespect people and be blatantly disrespectful. No, absolutely not. And like again, my man, what he just put out there, I didn't change their mind. Absolutely not. But like-minded people like me absolutely did. You think that they don't do their research? These are fucking billion-dollar corporations, my man. They absolutely do. Why you think they showed a photorealistic trailer of a fucking Hellblade 2? And why are you guys so excited about it? Because it is what you wanted. Even though you talk shit about God of War and you talk shit about photorealistic games on PlayStation,
all I saw was God of War was fuck.
It is what you wanted. It is what you wanted from the Xbox community. And
brother, all right, check this out. Check this out, Knox. I don't think anybody out there ever said we don't want realistic games. What I think was going on. Listen, no, let me finish, man. I sat there and let you talk. Like, what I think was going on was the fact that people were bashing the more cartoony style games instead of accepting the fact that the way that you want your ultra realistic games, people do want that cartoony aesthetic as well. So I couldn't see bashing every single cartoony game, and it's like, well, that's not what we wanted. That's not what we wanted.
But that's my thing. But I don't think people were just bashing the cartoony games. I think it was hold on, man. Let me finish. What I'm saying is, it was just back to back subpar games. Had those cartoony games
how is a game subpar when these people didn't even play it? They just looked at it and said it was trash off the bat.
State of Decay was not subpar.
So you don't think it's logical?
Not subpar.
You don't think it's logical?
Guys.
All right. Yo, check this out.
I keep it a buck, bro.
You don't think it's logical?
I don't think Rise
that more people are playing than Death Stranding. A game that got nominated more than God of War. A game that got nominated more than fucking Red Dead Redemption 2.
My man, I am a big
people are supporting CFD's, the cartoon-looking game, than Death Stranding. Explain that.
My dude, like I said, I'm a big
fan of each other. Nobody's going to hear anything.
That shit is so poor. I haven't played Death Stranding, but to me, that shit is subpar. It is a very nicely packaged game. It is subpar.
All right, guys, check this out. Guys,
chill, yo, we gotta get back on topic.
Take a breath, man. Take a breath. Take a breath, guys.
Y'all can't do that, B. Let's keep. Go ahead, my dude.
No. We're a little after 9. I like I said, I went through a list of features here that people have talked about, kind of confirmed when it comes down to the Series X. I want to hear Predator's take on that. Predator, if you want me to read the list again real quick, I will do that. But I know, unless you're busy, you do research as well. So what do you think from what we've heard with the features? And so far with what we heard from the power, is this a true kind of like a true leap forward when it comes to hardware for you, brother?
I don't remember all the specs and
features.
The
lower latency controllers, 2 times the GPU of the One X, 4 times the CPU of the One X. You got the SSD, NVMe drive.
I'm gonna stop you right there. All right.
Okay.
You're coming out with a new console. It shouldn't be weaker than the old console. So like, you don't fuck down, you fuck up. So like, if you're gonna make something new,
2 times the GPU power right there, man. Graphically.
Yeah, I mean, like if those specs are right on, then like they came out and they said they wanted to win the power. They didn't want to lose that power to another console again. So like, yeah, you go big or go home. So,
Oh, I can't hear you again. There you are.
oh, you couldn't hear me, or you couldn't hear me? Everybody else could.
I couldn't hear you.
I was talking. So I mean, like that's what you do. Like you blow the doors off when you announce it, right? And I think they did a really good job with that. And shout out to the people.
Uh-oh. Hello?
You're the one who's missing out on all this goodness.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like, I'm like at the edge of my seat. I can't hear him. Oh, man.
I think with the console like this, if these specs are correct, it's going to make a lot of people kind of think twice about how they spend their money going into next year. It's like it won't be about the power. Let's put it that way. Like that, they already know where the power is. Now Microsoft has to bring the games, right? So if they come out with a good lineup of games, it's really going to have some people possibly switching back, because like Sony doesn't typically come out with a great launch lineup, so you come out with a Halo, a Forza, whatever the fuck else they're gonna come out with, whatever someone else, even better yet, they don't even have to be launch titles, but if they announce them that they're coming, like that will hold people over, and that will make people get the console.
Fred, I think that was one of the biggest things that I took from the VGAs is like, announcing the console early, that's like, whoa, oh my goodness. But when Phil Spencer, who he says 18 months out, I'm not announcing anything out after that, but he says early development for Hellblade. That right there shows a change in how Phil is approaching. I think it's something that we've all asked for. Like, you gotta tease the future. You gotta let people know.
He needs to do that. And I think the reason why he chose this game, I mean, like, obviously we know Halo's coming. We've already seen that tease. I think this is a safe game. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know Ninja Theory's working on this game, and they know it's going to come out. They know they're going to release it. They just bought this company. So it's a safe move for them. It's a game that we know is going to be a sequel. It's not something that Initia's working on that no one knows about. It's not something that, any of their, anything coming out from any of the studios they had previously, whether it's Rare or the fuck is it? The ones that do Forza, like whatever Forza's, whatever they're doing, like all those games.
I think Forza Motorsport is going to be ready for launch 2020. By the way,
yeah, I do too. But anything outside of those games are going to be brand new games for the most part. I don't think you're going to be seeing sequels. Because like these are brand new studios that they not just they purchased, but like they created a brand new studio. So we have no idea what they're doing, and they're talking about, with the exception of maybe Fable, which they're going to go close into their close to their chest. Like all these other studios they purchased, they're probably going to be creating brand new games, not just sequels. So like they don't want to talk about those. But I think Ninja Theory's game was like Hellblade 2 was a safe bet to show, even if it's early. It was a safe bet to show and get people hyped for it. Because it was probably already worked on using some of the same assets anyway. So like, yeah, it's easy to do that. They had something ready in the pipeline. E3 this year is going to be crazy.
Fire, baby.
Bro. It's crazy.
And I still have hope that Killer Instinct 2 will be coming out.
You're holding on to that, huh, bro?
If not at launch or right after. I'm still holding on.
Dude, I hope so. I had a lot of fun with Killer Instinct, man. Playing that with the community out there on Xbox Live. Even though like there was time, especially in the beginning, man, the online was rough for me. In terms of like frame rate and glitchiness and stuff like that. I think they've smoothed it out over time, but
what? Killer Instinct?
Yeah.
I've never had any problems with Killer Instinct.
Dude, you are one of the blessed ones, man. Them OKC servers, man, they must be really powerful, brother.
Hey, man, I'm just. Yeah, they may not, but that shit runs smooth. So maybe y'all need to come on out here. But I don't know, man. I didn't really get a chance to finish because I went on my rant. I apologize, but regardless,
it's all good, brother.
You know me, man. I'm passionate, but the fact of it is that I get tired of so many people ripping anybody because, like, I see the PlayStation community jumping on the new head of PlayStation because the way that he's reacting and things like that. I think that
he's not fitting their narrative now.
Right. I think it's atrocious. Media. I think it's gross. Like, you didn't give Phil Spencer a time to even try to get things right. Y'all just slammed on this man, and now the community is slamming on. What is the guy's name? Layton. No, not
No,
Layton.
Jim
That's,
Ryan.
Are you talking
Jim
about
Ryan.
Herman
Jim-
Holtz? Or are you talking about Herman Holtz?
No,
You
Jim
know-
Ryan. They're
Oh.
slandering
Jim
on
Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan.
Jim Ryan. Jim
Yeah.
Ryan. And I find it to be atrocious. This isn't a console favoritism shit. This is just about the industry within itself and the hardcore. And how I said a million times is that, listen, the hardcore should be listened to, but only to a certain extent.
But who's really the
because the
hardcore
casuals-
game, Mega?
Well, the people, the hardcore.
The
it
hardcore are
runs with a whole bunch of
gamers that enjoy
Yeah,
games.
I
That's
know
the
that. I
hardcore.
know that. But the casual market, they run everything. That's with anything that's really successful is casuals that's running the market. The
Do they
hardcore
run our mentality though? That's the point. Like, what are we
obviously,
doing?
obviously, because there were so many people that was objective about what Xbox was trying to do in the beginning. I just made my point, and you guys agreed with it. Because there were so many of the hardcore that didn't understand it, because we were all ignorant to what they were trying to do, and they had poor messaging of giving it to us. We thought that this was the doom and gloom, and that's what started this damn era of doom and gloom all around, and it's ridiculous.
But then who's at fault though, Mega? Who's at fault though? Is it?
That's what I'm saying.
Their poor marketing is probably at fault more than anything else. The way
Don Metric
the way
is
that
at
they
fault,
portrayed
bro.
that message
Don Metric.
is what was that? Because us, the hardcore, like you said, hardcore, we understood what we were standing to lose. I was all for the DRM. I was already playing on PC. So were all of you guys, whether it was loosely, a little bit here and there. You already familiar with it. I was already buying DLC on my 360 and my PS3, downloading shit. We were all ready for it. That 10 family members joint, that shit would have been dope. Their poor marketing.
But who killed it? Was it the casuals or the hardcore?
I think the messaging killed it, and then the media.
Well, who listens to the gaming media? The casuals or the
casuals?
hardcore?
The casuals.
No.
The casuals.
The hardcore.
Casuals. I have to
The
no.
casuals. The casuals.
They have to change that.
I have to agree with you, Knox.
The
I have to agree
hardcore
with
listen.
you.
The hardcore listen, but are not influenced. The casual listens and take
The
it as
hardcore,
gospel.
the hardcore
But-
influenced social media is what happened.
Thank you.
social media, but not regular media. And when
No.
you're looking at
but
regular
media-
media, when you're going to IGN and GameStop and Game Informer and Game
Somebody
Pro,
please find Sean Layden.
that's where the casuals go. They don't go to Xbox. The casuals don't
no,
go to Mega. They
the
don't
truth
go
of
to
the matter,
Mega.
the casuals don't even listen to this bullshit like this.
No, they don't.
That
They
is
don't.
why.
That's
That
what-
is
listen,
why.
Like
They
when
don't
I
know,
go
Chris.
to when I go, like the people at my
What
job
they
and
dropped
other
was
things like that, I'll say, hey, did
completely
you?
smart.
Yeah, they don't even. Yeah, the casual market, they be like, man, you do this podcast stuff. What does that consist of? Blah 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 blah. Maybe I'll check it out. And listen, they got other things to think about other than listen to podcasts all day. Hardcore do those things. That's
That's what his point is trying to. He's actually making a very good point, and you're ignoring it.
No, I'm not ignoring it. I'm saying that the hardcore is the ones that are, yes, the most passionate, but it's the casuals
that dictate the market.
But that's why they dropped that at the Game Awards, because the casuals were watching. And that's why there's
hold on, guys.
almost
Check this
300
out.
people still in here.
Crispy,
Just
check this out.
saying.
Dirt wanted to chime in, man.
Wow.
He wanted to chime in like a couple
Oh,
times.
Dirt,
Dirt, what do you got to say, brother?
Man, I forget shit.
Dude, I heard you, man.
I forgot what the
heard
topic was.
you.
What was we talking
And
about?
this is-
I wasn't even done yet, but I think I am now. We're good.
Oh, my
Are you
bad.
sure?
I thought you was done. Yeah. So
All right.
I think I'm gonna make a fucking video talking about this.
I remember 'cause you were asking us about the specs, and
Yeah.
I think you were asking about the
Yeah.
specs or something like that.
Yeah,
Well,
like when it all comes down to it, like, these are a couple of things that I was saying when people are like, "Well, which system are you going to buy?" Before anything was unveiled and stuff like that, and I'm like, when it comes down to it, features like the hardware in for a lower latency controller input, I think is awesome right there. If that works the way that they're saying with like instant input recognition, as soon as you press the button, there's no latency whatsoever, and it's just instantaneous. That is awesome. The sleep mode for multiple games, and then like
Right.
we're looking at in terms of power. And dude, what do you think? Is this a big enough leap forward for new hardware?
Absolutely, man. Like especially if you think about this generation, it wasn't that big of a leap.
No, it wasn't.
But this one, this one, man, it's gonna be amazing, man. I just can't wait for it. There's some things that Xbox didn't have that Sony did have this gen that I'm glad Xbox has, like the share button. I thought the share button was a nice little feature that the PlayStation had. It was nice. It was convenient. But the whole thing about playing multiple games and being able to stop those games and then when you go back to them there right there, that is amazing, because I will admit this generation you can do that on both, like PlayStation and Xbox. Well, not multiple games, but one game. But I noticed that the Xbox doesn't work all the time.
No,
PlayStation theirs work. Yeah, but like PlayStation works all the time, because I remember stopped playing Death Stranding for like a week. When I cut it back on, it was right where I left it off at. So and especially with the load times, it's going back to those games. It's going to be amazing, man. So all this stuff is great. There's a big leap in technology, and I just love all of this stuff, man. So yeah, I do believe this is definitely a generational leap.
Nice.
And just looking at Hellblade, hey, shit.
Yeah, we'll watch that trailer about 50 more times before.
I watched it about 38 times. I watched a whole bunch of reactions, and yeah.
And it is also getting me excited for was it February when Sony is gonna kind of like supposedly
is that official or are people just assuming?
Dude, I got so many people telling me that. They drill it in my head, so I'm like, yeah, it must be official then, because like that's what everybody is saying right now. Yeah. I will look into it though, Dirt, because I feel like they are gonna unveil it kind of like early next year. It gets me excited though, because then. When they show the PlayStation as well, you're gonna see what type of features are just kind of like that new set of features that every console is gonna have, and then we're gonna see what specifically like Xbox has kind of like narrowed down as this should be features here, and what PlayStation decides is gonna be features over there, and that's where I think that and the launch lineups and what the games that are coming out. Those should be the determining factors right there. You get all the information, all the features, whether it's, broad-based across consoles. You get the specific features. You get the launch lineup and price point. Once you know everything, then I can see people making a decision. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
Pred, was there anything else you wanted to add to this, man?
Nope, I'm good.
All right.
Wrap it up.
Well, on that note, man, it's almost 9:30, guys. We got to wind it down. It is Saturday night, man. The gamers got a game. I want to say huge shout out to everybody who hung out with us this Saturday night to catch this show. Thank you guys so much. You are as much part of this show as everybody here is on the panel. You were entertaining us, asking us questions as we were going through the topics. It was an absolute blast hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much. But like a 40-year-old with a comb over, we got to get those plugs in. And I'm going to start with the man of the hour, my brother, Dirt Griggity. I know you do a podcast. You got to let people know about that. Let people know about the YouTube channel and where they can go to talk games with you, brother.
Definitely. Come to my channel, Dirt Griggity. I'm an Xbox channel. I'm not a PlayStation bashing channel. I'm an Xbox channel. I have a podcast on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Called Scram Punks. Come check it out. And I do skits. I do, I talk about Xbox. I try to be funny. So come check it out, y'all.
Nice, brother. And dude, I know I told you off the air. I'm gonna put it on the air so this way you have evidence. Man, it was awesome talking games with you. As usual, we talk in a DM, off of Twitter. But anytime you want to come on here and hang out with the next podcast crew, all you got to do is let me know. Be like, hey, Xbox, I'm going on tonight, or I'm going on this Saturday, and you will always have a spot here with us, brother.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. I would do that.
Nice. Let's get to Predator. I know you got cut off, and then. With everything going on, man, you didn't even remember what you wanted to say at that point in time. But as usual, dropping those educated opinions, those well thought out opinions about the topics tonight. Let people know what you got planned for the week and where they can go to talk games with you, bro.
Predator _ or space HOS, depending on where you're looking at me. And obviously, my man can't fix my shit on his podcast stream right here because it still has a fucking happy sign or something on here.
Yeah.
After being on here for like a year and some change.
Uh,
But hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on MySpace and Friendster and all those other special places. If you guys like to go. Pornhub. Find me there too.
Pornhub. Yo, Predator is now featured on Pornhub. Go there now. Okay.
Playing games and playing with myself.
Oh damn,
Oh, shit.
damn. I don't know why I fed into that. I thought it was funny, and then he brought it there. All right. Well, on that note, let's get to my brother making a return to next podcast, guys. I just want to let you know he's always a part of the show. All right. One of the most opinionated YouTubers, my brother Knoxximus. Knoxximus, it was awesome as usual. Bringing that energy, bringing that fire. Let people know. You know, I do know you have a YouTube channel, and I do know you work hard. I don't know what you want to say about that, but let people know as well where they can go to talk games with you, bro.
Look, man, hopefully in the future. Well, I mean, look, first and foremost, man, thanks for having me, Bot, like always, bro. You know, it's a great panel.
Like I said, you're fan, brother. You're fan, man.
Oh, no, you already, kid. Everybody here is fan, bro. You know how we get down. You know how we give it up. But yeah, man, you know, I do plan to bring the channel back in the future. It's not gonna happen for some time. I got a lot of things going on. It's pretty hectic. I gotta do me. But you know, I will absolutely, you know, show up and do these podcasts because I love doing it, man. I love having this exchange with you guys. I love having the debates. The chat is awesome as always, man. The panel's always fantastic. And thanks for having me, bro. You already know, bro.
Dude,
But
we got
in Knox We Trust on YouTube. Go check those joints out. They're funny. They're good. You'll be entertained.
hell yeah.
At Knox on Twitter. Hit me up there. Catch me right here on next podcast when I come through. Just as well as on Xbox Nation, you know, when I can come through. Shout out to Crap, Mooch, all you guys, man. You know how we do, bro.
Nice. And I think after tonight, if people haven't seen it before, I think people will be begging for a Knox K Mega show at some point in time, man. That would be absolute fire. And speaking of my brother K Mega, you know, like I said, he was the first person I ever came to with this crazy idea of a podcast with gameplay and actually having visuals and stuff like that. And brother, man, it's, you know, we've been working together for a long time, and I have enjoyed absolutely every second of it. Why don't you let people know about, like I said, the fastest growing podcast on YouTube with GRG. Let them know about that. Let them know about your channel and where they can go to talk games, bro.
Man, thank you. Yeah, check me out on my channel, KMega405. Man, check out the latest GRG podcast. We just did it Friday nights. We do it on Friday nights, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. You know, go check out and sub and support everybody here tonight, and then also on GRG as well. Man, it's just as always, man. It's an honor. It's cool, man. I'm saying being with my brothers out here, and my sister Old Snaps. Even though she can be on only every so often, but yeah, man, it is all good, man. You know, the people that's been following me and know me, I'm passionate, I'm real about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't care about other people's opinions because I believe in mine. But I that, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that I don't have love and respect for the other people that disagree with me, and I will never go out and slander them and name drop in a disrespectful way because we're all adults. Mostly all of us are adults, and we just want to keep the same energy of being positive, but also being passionate. There's a difference with just being ragged and just ratchet, but then there's another difference of just being passionate and being about talking about gaming and just letting our passions out to, you know, without being just totally disrespectful. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that much love to Knox, much love to everybody out there, man. So yeah.
Nice. And I'm
Come and
glad
check us out next week.
I'm glad you shouted out that lady over there because me and her aren't talking right now. War of the Roses is going down in my house. That's right, lady. You do the laundry from now on. That Series X is fire. But yo,
You're getting spanked later, so she's gonna beat your ass later.
Yeah, she got whips and chains.
Yeah, I'm gonna let me move to Crispy here. Crispy, as usual, always a huge like source of energy on this show, coming in dropping that crispy truth, why don't you let people know about your Mixer channel, because you do stream games. I know you do that, man. And let them know where, social media they can go to talk games with you, brother.
Well, it's just always a pleasure to be in such a group of just great gamers.
Oh,
gamers, people. Gamers. All right. We're not. Look, in the end, the plastic box doesn't matter. But what I saw from Xbox said, drop the mic, let's walk away. And it's a highly enjoyable thing to be an Xbox gamer, which I am. I'm a gearhead. I mean, come on. The only place you can play Gears is Xbox. So, I mean, I love Xbox. But
I'm sorry, Crispy, but somebody's over here arguing me on Twitter. I just want this to be clear. Does Gears only just have 3 modes? Gears 5 only has 3 modes to it?
It has 6 now because you have
free
for all.
I know that. I'm just saying. Somebody
you
just
have
called
campaign,
me.
You have Horde.
Somebody just called me a dumb fuck with this 3.
You have Horde Escape campaign.
Now. Yeah.
You have free for all, which is going to come to ranked.
Competitive.
You also have your regular versus, and you also, freaking
arcade already.
Everything else is kind of like in between. Yes, they're all versus modes, most of them.
Even Jago said Gears has 6 modes, man.
I know.
The multiplayer of Gears is very relevant. The problem I have with it, and I will continue to say it, is Rod Ferguson, get rid of some of these microtransactions, or at least let me earn the iron. One or the other.
Yo, hit that like button before we get off, B. It's only 7
But
in the end, man, close to 300 people, man, and you only got
man. Hit that shit. It's only 76. Let's go, man. Hit that.
It's at Crispy Bomb on Twitter. You want to hear the crispy truth? I bring it all day, every day. I don't care. I have no channel on YouTube. I make no money from anything. I be on every podcast I could possibly be on because I love conversating with people. That's the way I roll. Crispy Bomb 28 on Xbox Live. Yes, I do stream from time to time, but I also just throw it out there and say I'm going to stream tonight. That's the way I roll.
No schedule, just like I feel like doing it. Let's go.
And you'll find me on CCC when we do it. Coffee Castle and Consoles, and you'll find me on Retro Renegades every Tuesday, 7 p.m.
I'll say, I don't know. I might be sick for CCC, but you know what? No, I'm going in on CCC. Yeah, this week, and I am gonna be lit on that show, no doubt.
I thought Mel already said she's not doing it.
She's not doing it with him.
She's not talking to you.
Damn! Crispy,
you've been blackballed.
Yo, Crispy, if that happens, you need to send me the Hangout link, brother.
Sit on the couch.
Yeah, just shout me.
I get it. She can drive an hour up. You don't want to piss me off, dude. She can drive an hour up, and I'm gonna get fucked up if I invite you to hang out.
Don't worry, I'll ask Supersonic to do it. He'll do it, no problem.
Yeah, you know he will.
Guys, on that note, again, huge shout out to the community. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you haven't done it yet, slap that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, we definitely got a couple new subscribers tonight. Huge shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much. And we do this every Saturday at 7. So I want to see everybody coming back in next week. We might have a special guest the same way we had this week, man. Dirt just came on last minute and dude knocked it out of the park. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. But it is Saturday. Gamers got a game.
Yep, Knox, Dirt. You know what I'm saying? They killed it tonight. Killed it tonight. And Fred came in and just added some bullshit. But
through the back door.
The entire panel killed it. The chat killed it. Everything.
Fred's my MVP for this show. I just want to let you guys know that. He's been my MVP for a
stick in the car door.
Yeah. I am going to end the show the way I do every week. We will see you guys.
That made me tingle in the wrong way.
Dude, you're killing my outro right now, brother.
Get it out. Say this shit. Let's go.
Yo, we will see you guys next Saturday for the next podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Later.
I'm finna stream some shit. I don't know what yet. Don's gonna have to hit me up. We're gonna see.
Peace.
Peace.
Yo, I love how yo.